Can I ask what I'm waiting for? Like, I don't know if I'm being detained or arrested or like, I don't know what's going on. Like, nobody's telling me nothing. Like, is this legal? That's all you can say, do? This is not right. Like, I don't know what's going on. Y'all haven't told me anything about nothing. All I did was call y'all because. Can I at least know what time it is? Six. It's been like 6 hours, man. This is fucking crap.
Hey, how you doing? That water help a little bit?
It did.
Okay.
You need some more?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Is there anything else I can get you?
I'm just trying to figure out everything that's going on.
Okay. Well, that's what we want to do too.
I really do appreciate the handcuffs me too.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay. Before I ask you any questions, before we talk about anything, okay, I have to read you your Miranda rights, okay? Okay, let's just state your name.
Joshua Gibson.
Joshua Gibson. Okay. We are at the Powder Springs Police Department. And it is 1/14/2013. I left my phone in my jacket. What time is it? My dog ate my watch.
6:27.
06:27 hours. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you verbatim. Before asking any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you ask any questions, and to have them with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You will also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Just initial each right. Okay. This is a waiver of things, kind of like a summary. Read that. If you wish to talk to me, then sign at the bottom. Okay. Let me grab my notebook real quick.
Alright, now my question is with this.
Sure.
As far as threats, with this situation, I've been threatened before.
But you haven't been threatened tonight.
No.
Right.
So,
okay. And I'm going to sign as a witness here. And, okay. Let's get that out of the way. Why don't we start with, tell me what happened. Tell me what you know.
Right now, what I know is, I woke up.
Okay. What time did you wake up?
It was around 12-ish.
12-ish? Okay. So like midnight.
Yes,
you woke up?
Went downstairs, smoked a cigarette, and girlfriend, she was I think she was still reading a book at the time. We lived together.
Mm-hmm.
And smoked a cigarette, and I texted Danielle because she asked me if I was going to come over there to see my daughter earlier. And I had texted her, no, whatever. I asked if she was mad or whatever. She said, no, it's fine. So I was like, okay.
So she responded to you at midnight?
No, I texted her earlier.
Oh, okay.
Around like 9. Because usually at 9:30 her mom leaves for work. And that's the only time I get to see my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I texted her again at, 12 something, smoking a cigarette, she didn't respond. So she probably, she doesn't go to sleep till about 3. Because usually she'll be up texting me until I tell her I'm going to go to sleep because I usually work every day at 8. So I texted her like 3 or 4 times. Hey, are you still up or something like that? Do you still want me to come over there or want to see it and stuff like that? Then I called her like 3 or 4 times, and for her to not respond, I'm like, okay, either she's mad at me from before, telling her no, which it's the same things. Either she's mad at me from before, she's having other company, whether it's a guy or a girl, or she might be asleep. But usually she would have her phone plugged up so her phone wouldn't die, and the alarm or the phone would wake her up, and she would call me. So with her not calling, I was alright, whatever. So I just I didn't leave a voicemail. I texted her that I was on my way over there, so go over there, whatever. This was all within like maybe 10-15 minutes. Head over there, whatever. I'm driving my girlfriend's car, which is what's over there now. My car is something's wrong with it. I was supposed to get it fixed tomorrow. So I go over there, and I hear my daughter crying. So I'm alright. So I'm knocking on the door sitting here. Her room is right here next to the door, and so I knock on the wall like I usually do because the doorbell makes the dog start barking, and so I knock on the wall. Wait a second, because usually it takes her a minute to get up if she's sleeping. I knock a couple more times. So then I called her and I texted her a couple of times. I kept knocking, and then I hear my daughter just like really screaming. And usually if she's taking a shower, she takes a shower in her mother's room. And she would have my daughter in her mother's room, with her so she could hear it. So with my daughter being in her room, okay, I know she's not asleep. You're not gonna sleep through that. So I think I kept calling whatever, and I even texted her like I'm about to call the police. If you don't come to the door, like what's going on? I'm not sure if y'all know about what happened only 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like that kind of brought it up, and I'm like, all right, so called a couple more times, and I told her like, all right, I'm about to call the police. Called 911, whatever. Told them everything that's been going on. They asked if I usually go over there at night. I tell them that's the only time I go over there is at night. Usually she would give me a heads up if I shouldn't come over there. She would say, hey, I'm about to have a friend over. All right. Just make sure, I always tell her, don't allow the person around my daughter. I don't want no other man around my daughter. That's just how I feel. Mm-hmm. Or she would say her mom's not working. I think Friday she thought her mom was gonna be at work. She had texted me before, don't come over. My mom's gonna be here. I said, all right, fine. And so I told her yesterday I was gonna come over, or I told her Saturday that I was gonna come over Sunday night, being last night. So she that's when she texted me at 9:30 asking, am I gonna come over?
So you texted her at 9?
It was like 9:30.
It was like 9:30.
Yeah, usually she'll text me or call me at 9:30 because she would be thinking that I'm already on the way.
Okay. I'm just trying to get like a little bit of a timeline,
I understand.
So 9 to 9:30. Did she text you or did you text her first?
I don't know. You'd have to go through my phone.
Okay. But you're saying that she wanted you to come over
yeah.
tonight?
She asked me if I was coming over. I told her no, because on the weekends I do a lot of heavy lifting because it's really I work at Goodwill and it's really busy, and so she knows on certain weekends I'm like not wanting to get out of the house. Mm-hmm. But she said she understood and left it at that.
What time did you get to her house?
I don't know. You'd have to go through my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Like I don't. Between somewhere around 12 and 12:30. I called her. Yeah, I called her a little bit after 12. And I never got a response from her. So about 12:30, 12:45 at the latest, I probably was at her house.
About 12:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
At the house.
And then I think it may have not been more than 5 minutes before I made that 911 call. Because I started, emotions started setting in.
And you live with your girlfriend? Is that right?
We live together, me, my girlfriend, my son, our son, and my little sister.
Okay. What's your girlfriend's name? How do you spell that? Do you know her date of birth?
Yeah, I should.
You should.
Yeah.
How long it's been going out?
4 going on 5 years. On and off.
Do you know her phone number?
Yeah.
So, and what's the address that you live at with her?
I don't know. Just she does all the paperwork and stuff. I know it's called.
Is that the like an apartment complex?
Yes.
Okay.
Favor Road.
Yes. Next to Osborne High School.
Okay, so how do you spell that? Okay.
Trails. And my apartment number is.
So you live with her, and how long have you lived at that address?
Since April of last year. Late April.
And who else do you live with?
My sister stays with us.
Sister? What's your sister's name? How old is she? Do you know?
She's 20.
She's 20. Do you know her date of birth? Look at you. You can see her.
92.
You didn't think there would be all these kinds of questions, did you? So she's 20 years old?
Yes.
How old are you?
24.
24. Was your, and who else?
Our son.
You and Davita's son?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's his name? Oh, that's right. How old is he?
That's a great question. 4 months.
Oh, 4 months. So
Yeah.
just a baby.
August, last day of August.
Okay. And when you woke up at, like you said, midnight, and you went downstairs, you said?
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is it like a 2-story
It's
apartment?
a townhouse style
It's a
apartment.
townhouse, okay. And you went downstairs. Who was downstairs?
No.
No one?
I was waiting on her to get off work. She got off work at 9:30. And I was waiting for her to get off work. I was trying to go to sleep, but I had to take care of my son. My sister's in her room. Then she stayed downstairs with me until about 9 o'clock.
So when you woke up, where was?
No, we went to bed together.
Right.
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so she was in. So you woke up around midnight, and she was in bed.
Mm-hmm. She was reading her book.
She was reading her book. So she was awake.
Yes.
Okay. So at midnight. What made you wake up?
I just wanted to lay down really. We went to bed like 11-ish together.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she was going to read her book, so I knew I wasn't really going to be able to sleep. And I played my little sister's Nintendo DS game, whatever. And
you were playing the Nintendo game?
Yeah, I was just to sit there, whatever, and I started getting tired, so I just took like a little nap. Like, it was only like 45 minutes or so, 30, 45 minutes. But,
and where was your sister at?
In her room, I'm assuming. Yeah. She doesn't really go out anywhere. She has a friend whose house she goes to, but that's like once a week, 3 or 4 weeks, like once a month.
So when you woke up at midnight, your sister was in her room?
I think so, because there's a red light that shows on her room, but she has a turtle. She has this little red lava lamp, light thing that's in her room. So, you see that, and then I knew she was in there. So.
Why does she turn it off when she's not in there?
I think so. Usually. Yeah, usually she keeps her door open when she's not home, when she goes to work.
Where's your sister work at?
Kroger or Powder Springs.
What time? You said that Danielle texted you, or you texted her around 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted you to come over tonight. What time were you supposed to go over there?
You mean as far as what?
What time were you supposed to go over there tonight?
Well, I didn't tell her until like 12. But I told her no at first, like I said.
Oh, you told her no?
Yeah, I told her I was going to go see because of work. And that's when she said, okay, I understand. And let it be.
So she texted you and wanted you to come over?
Yeah, well, she just asked if I was coming over.
Oh, and you said no?
Yeah, I told her no.
Because you had to work?
Well, I got off of work at 7, and on weekends it's like really busy, so I was tired. And so I guess she understood.
So you got off of work Sunday at 7?
7, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Made it home about 7:30 because I had to wait for a coworker to take me home.
Mm-hmm. And do you have to work tomorrow? Do you have to work today?
Any Monday?
Or are you off? Mm-hmm.
No.
You off today?
Mm-hmm.
Schedule off. Okay. So when was the last time that you spoke with Danielle? Like
first face to face?
On the phone.
On the phone? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I speak to her. We speak every day.
You do.
Our relationship is not the best. It's gotten better, but we still have our battles.
Right. Tell me about that conversation.
Which one?
Yesterday on the phone.
I told her about Friday. No, Thursday I lost my debit card. I was looking for my debit card because I was supposed to get my car fixed on that Friday. And so I think Thursday night when I left her house, I asked her if she found my debit card or if I left my debit card at her house. So she was like, no, she couldn't find it, whatever. So that's when me and my girlfriend started searching our cars in the house to see if we could find my debit card. And so when Saturday came, and we talked on Friday, and then we talked Saturday. Saturday, she just asked me when my new car was coming in. And I told her no later than like Tuesday. So
you talked to her Saturday on the phone too?
Mm-hmm.
And that was about what?
That was about the debit card. Because I told her I was going to give her some money for, her daughter.
And do you pay child support?
Not court order.
No court order.
No.
Did you ever find your debit card?
No. I'm waiting for the new one to come in the mail.
When were you supposed to give her the money?
I was supposed to give it to her Friday when I got paid, but I explained to her the situation as far as the debit card, whatever.
So Friday you told her that you lost the debit card?
Thursday night going into Friday.
Okay, so you lost the debit card Thursday going into Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you called her on the phone Friday. Said you lost the debit card.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money you were supposed to give her?
200.
And you said your car broke down too?
Yes.
And that's in the shop?
Well, it's at the house now. It's a guy I work with. He knows a guy who does mechanical work. I've been talking to him on the phone for about a week now.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me I brought my car to his house and we drove around on it, told me what was wrong.
What's wrong with it?
Well, my girlfriend thought it was suspension, and he told us it was something called the bearings. I don't know anything about cars.
Me neither.
So he said it was the bearings. I asked him how much it was going to be. He said he'll charge me only $300. So I called my best friend, Shabral. He stays in Kennesaw. I asked him how much bearings would be. He said he was getting his wife's changed, and hers was like $550. So he told me it was a good deal, and I've been just waiting to receive money so I can go pay for that stuff.
When did you talk to him? When did you ride around with him?
The mechanic guy.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him maybe a week ago.
Okay. So is your car drivable?
It is, but it's really loud and you can tell something's about to really go wrong. He told me that if I drive too long, the wheel would lock up.
That's not good.
No.
Okay. So he thinks it's the bearings.
Yeah.
He's going to change that out. Okay. But did you ever talk to her on the phone Sunday?
Sunday? No, I haven't heard from her all day. Usually she would text me in the morning while I'm at work. You know, hey, how you doing? Ava misses you. You know, small talk like that. She didn't talk to me all day Sunday. Didn't.
Well, no, she did because you said that she texted you to see if you were coming over.
Until that night. That's what I'm saying. Like usually she would talk to me. She knows I go to work at 8. Usually about 7:30 on my way to work, she would text me, hey, good morning. By lunchtime, she would want to talk to me on the phone just to see, you know, how I'm doing, whatever, and talk about, you know, baby. But that's what, you know, it didn't happen Sunday. I think Saturday we didn't really talk until I got off work as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
She mad at you?
No, we haven't had any arguments in maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, tell me, I mean, I know a little bit about the incident with cops, but I want to hear your side because I don't know.
All right, I think it was like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
Yes. I'm not sure if I worked or not, but it was about 10 o'clock, and Danielle called me like always. Are you coming over? I told her, yeah. No, she texted me, are you coming over? I said, yeah, I'm gonna stop at my parents' house first. I have to pick up some mail because I was needing to send some mail off by the next day.
Which parents live in?
It's by Hollydale Elementary.
Okay.
And I told her I was gonna go to my parents' house and then swing by over there. She was all right, fine. And a little bit after 10 o'clock, she called me, and I was in the bathroom. She was like, hey, are you on your way yet? I told her I'm just about to walk out the door. She was all right, I'll see you in a couple minutes. I said, cool. And she said, why do I have to stop at my parents' house or whatever? I told her I had to pick up mail, and I think we ran out of money, so I had this free Kroger gift card for like $25 I was going to pick up so we can get some groceries. And so I hung up the phone with her on my way to my parents' house. Made some turns, whatever, and as I made another turn, a car drove past me and shot at me twice. So, you know, I called 911, told them what happened, talked to investigators. They asked if I was in the gang, told them no, have any kind of issues with people, told them no, you know, asked if I had any drug issues, you know, no, nothing like that. And they asked, you know, who do I think it could possibly be? I said, you know, it could have been Danielle because we've had our issues. You know, we have police reports on each other, restraining order against, you know, me, different things like that. You know, we recently went to court and she tried to deny me of being legitimized. And after court, like after a week, you know, she asked me if I wanted to see my daughter. And then when I went to go see my daughter, you know, I talked to a lawyer and he already showed me that I was legitimized. And I mean, that pissed her off. And that was the reason why I thought, you know, maybe she knew, because we've already talked about it. And I told her, you know, if I'm not allowed to see my child the way I'm supposed to, I'm going for full custody. And I've always told her that. And she would always ask me that maybe every 2 weeks or so. Are you still going to take me to court? And I would say yes. She was like, all right, well, just when you when I get served again, you're not going to be able to see your daughter until that court date again. I said, okay. And so that's the reason why I thought, you know, it was what it was. But when the investigator talked to me, he said, you know, he didn't believe it. I'm like, okay, well, y'all need to check her phone because she talks to a lot of guys and she really knows how to piss people off. You know, and I don't know how they would know where my parents live or how they would even, you know that I told her, you know, I was going to my parents' house. So they was like, yeah, we think it might be just a random thing. It's okay. So, I don't know.
But do you believe that she wanted you dead?
Not anymore. Not after we've talked and we sat down and, you know, she expressed that, yeah, we hate each other's guts. We've admitted that. Like, we can't stand each other. We're both hurt by each other. We both did each other wrong in so many different ways. We were physical with each other, you know, in an abusive way. But as far as like really wanting to do damage to each other, no. I mean, she kicked me below the belt once, and when I went down, like she actually sat there and was like, "I'm really, really sorry." I'm like, "Well, we just got into a fight, how, you know?" So I do know that we cared for each other, but I don't think that what happened to me is directly from her. Indirectly, maybe, you know, I sit around and I think about it, it's like, I know she pissed somebody off enough to do something like that.
So how would she piss somebody off to be able to shoot at you and try to kill you? I don't know, explain that.
I don't know. It's just she has her ways. Like
I mean, but are you saying that she would tell them bad things about you and what you're doing,
I
so
just
that they
think
would
that
want to kill you?
she knows how to lead like people on, and you know, I don't know. She's really. I'm not sure what the word is. I'm trying to think of the right words to say. Like, I just know like she knows how to, you know, be happy with somebody, and then if she's not happy with you, she's gonna attack you. You know, when we were together, we were perfectly fine. You know, we got into one argument and she hit me, and I'm like, look, I'm 6'5", you're like 5'8". You know, that's a battle you're gonna lose every time. And I left, and that's when we broke up. And ever since then, it's all, you know, you're never gonna see your daughter, blah blah, you know. And that's what she does. Like, she tries to get, you know, on Facebook, she would brag about these Facebook wars and stuff like that, and how she likes to piss people off on Facebook. And I'm like, you know, see, that's why I don't go on there. You know? And she tries to hurt people with her words real bad.
What's her name on Facebook? Is it her name, or is it somewhere another different name?
Yeah, I think it's under a different name.
What's her Facebook name?
It's Danny something. I can't remember.
DANNY.
No, because I have this little Facebook page, or whatever, because I came in contact with one of my friends, and I think she found me on there. I can go on and find out, but I haven't been on my Facebook page in months.
What's your Facebook page name?
I think it's still under Joshua Gibson.
Joshua Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
And you're friends with her under your name?
Well, she requested me as a friend when she had the restraining order against me.
Do you accept it? Did
you
accept it?
I wanted to see pictures of my daughter. She updated pictures.
So, what's the restraining order all about?
She got mad at me over money because I told her I wasn't going to give her money until I was able to take my daughter to my parents' house or somewhere. To this day, I've yet to even pick up my daughter. My mom hasn't seen her in like 3 months, I believe. But got into an argument, as always. She would hit me. Out of maybe the 6 fights we've had, it wasn't until the very last fight that we had where I fought back. Every other time it was, I would push her back, tell her like, look, you know I will hurt you, and I would like practically run off. The very last time is the only time I've actually fought back and made sure I made my point. But it's like so for the restraining order to happen, she's sitting by the door. I'm trying to walk out, and we're arguing over sex because she wanted me to keep giving her sex. I told her no. Like, every time I was trying to give you that, like, we would fight before or after because you'd want to be back with me or whatever. And so she would go back, hit me, whatever, slap me, and she would tear my shirt or scratch my chest or something, so I can, you know, go back home with marks on me and stuff. And so something happened when she said I threw a bottle at her or whatever. But I never threw a bottle at her. And I went home, whatever, and I think she called her mom or something like that. And her mom the next day went and put a restraining order against me. And so, I mean, I followed it. And it was about 5 days later, which I recorded. She had her friend call me, and I guess three-way me through her friend. And I recorded the conversation of her talking to me, telling me to come over like 2 days later. So it was like 7 days after a restraining order was put out. And I think the next court date was two weeks after we put a restraining order out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know, you're violating the restraining order. She's like, no, please don't record, because I record almost all the conversations we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, you know, I can take this to court and you could probably get in trouble. And so, you know, we talked about it, and she was like, just come over. And I was like, look, if my car's in your driveway, I'm going to get arrested. She was like, okay, we'll park in the cul-de-sac. So I parked in whatever little cul-de-sac. Powder Springs police actually found it and ended up calling my mom, which I never understood to this day, like, why they would call my mom.
Was your car registered to your mom? Was it registered to you? Was the phone number to your mom?
My number, my name and number.
Mm.
So my mom called me saying, hey, the police found your car, where are you at, blah, blah, blah. I told her I'd call her back. I called the police, and the lady said, you know, we found your car. I'm like, well, I'm in like 3 or 4 houses down. Met the police. Police asked, you know, why I parked down the street. And the three of us, me, her, and the baby, came out and was like, look, she has a restraining order against me. I know I'm not supposed to be here. You know, we're trying to work things through, and, you know, that's just what happened. She ended up dropping the restraining order the day of the court date. I went to court, and judge, I guess, was handed a letter saying that the restraining order was dropped. He asked me if I wanted to say anything. I just said no and walked off.
So you're saying that the restraining order was because you threw a bottle at her?
I think that's the statement that she made, was something about a bottle being thrown at her.
But what about the last time you said that you did get physical with her?
I did.
Well, tell me about that.
This was probably in the summer. I'm trying to think, like, we got into an argument. I don't have any clue what the argument was about, but we was in the living room, and she picked up a broom or whatever, and she started hitting me with the broom. I grabbed the broom, threw it down, and I grabbed her, put her on the couch, threatened her, like, look, I will knock you out. And so I let her go, and I'm trying to go through the door, and then she runs and, like, she starts jumping on me, whatever. So I grab her, and I, like, slapped her 3 or 4 times, grabbed her, flipped her on the floor. She has a hard, I don't think it's wood. I think it's like a concrete floor or something like that. It's a little marble floor. Slammed on the floor, whatever. Put myself on her, and she's like, get the F off me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, I'm not finna sit here and fight with you, blah, blah. We're arguing, whatever. And so, get back up, my clothes are torn, whatever. And I think we scuffled like another 2 or 3 times. It was like a 10-minute fight. I went home, and girlfriend asked what happened, told her me and Danielle got into a fight, and she was like, all right, whatever. Yeah.
Did she call the police?
No. The reason being, the police told her after the fight before then, if anyone called the police again, we would both go to jail, regardless of what the issue is, because the police has been out there a lot of times between us. And I think that's the reason why I actually fought back. Because I remember when she got up, I told her, I bet you won't call the police. I'm being honest with you. I know it doesn't make me look good. I'm just trying to be honest with you about everything.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out, what happened.
I'm not going to paint a picture of like a beautiful, we had a horrible relationship.
Right. Do you own a gun?
No. I have talked to my girlfriend about getting one, and I told her, when our taxes come back, I do want to get a shotgun.
Does your girlfriend own a gun?
No.
What's your sister?
No.
What about Danielle?
No, I gave her a taser a long time ago, but because again, when I first met her, she pissed off her current ex-boyfriend, and he came to the house threatening her, something like that. So like a week later, I gave her a taser, but I think she said her mom took it up.
Does your mom have a gun?
Not that I know of. I know the investigators said they found some kind of earpieces or something at their house or something.
What do you mean earpieces?
They said something about when you go to a gun range, you have little earpieces over the headphones. They said they found that, and that's the only reason why they thought she had some kind of connection to the whole my situation. So,
is it what happened to the car when did the bullets hit the car?
Yeah, the bullets in the car is at her house. That's the car I was driving. But the window was shattered. The front dashboard window, I guess it ricocheted. And then there's this bullet still in the back door. So I don't know if y'all still have the bullet from the window, but the bullet's in the back door,
That would be Cobb County, I don't know.
But, yeah.
So you went to work, or you got off work at like 7:30, is that right?
Got off at 7, had to wait around for like 20 minutes.
Tell me, what'd you do when you got home?
Got home, my father was there because he had to drop off my son. Girlfriend still at work. So I got there, whatever, friend dropped me off, coworker dropped me off. And my mom was in the house. He was in the car smoking a cigarette. Get in the house, me and my mom bickering back and forth all the time.
So your mom and your dad were at your house?
And I asked my dad how he's doing, small talk, whatever. He said, I'm just here dropping Junior off, whatever. So as soon as I go in the house, my mom's getting ready to go, whatever, and tells me, when last time he's fed and blah, 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 blah. And ask my sister to watch him so I can go take a shower.
Mhm.
I go take a shower, come downstairs, and she, I think he starts throwing up or whatever, spitting up. So I grab him, take care of him, and change his diaper. And she stays down there, downstairs with me for a little minute. I was on NFL.com looking up sports, the games for tonight, whatever. And we're talking about just random stuff. And eventually she just goes in the room. And I put my son to bed around. See, I have to look at my phone because I text my girlfriend when I was putting him to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I was putting him to bed around 9 o'clock. Yeah, about 9 o'clock, I was putting him to bed so I can get him to go to sleep, so I can try to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he kept crying, so I kept having to give him the bottle or whatever.
Okay. Was he asleep by the time your girlfriend came home?
Yeah. Because she didn't have to watch him at that time.
What time she get home?
A little bit after 10. She got up at 9:30. Usually she would be home within 10 minutes, but she had told me that she had to go get her brother's debit card.
So about 10 o'clock, your girlfriend came home?
About 10, a little bit after 10.
And you said that you texted, or Danielle texted you about 9:30?
Well, a little bit before 9:30.
A little bit before 9:30. And then your girlfriend came home?
About 10 something.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
Between 1.
Like after she came home, what'd you do?
Talked. She had a pump, whatever, so she always pumps downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So she pumped, whatever. What were we talking? Just talking about random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have anything on the TV. I was listening to YouTube. Listening to some songs on YouTube, whatever. And kept asking her when she was ready to go to bed, whatever. She said after she pumped, whatever. And we ended up going to bed at like 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 11.
And where was your sister at when you went to bed?
She was already upstairs. She was upstairs before we got home. Yeah. So she was in bed by my sister was probably upstairs probably by 9 o'clock.
And so when you went to bed at 11, did you have a TV in your room?
Mm-mm.
No. Where were you playing the video games at?
Oh, it was it's one of those handheld games.
Handhelds.
So I just brought that upstairs with me, and yeah.
And she was reading.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of book was she reading?
50 Shades.
50 Shades.
Yeah, I bought that for a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. And about what time do you think you fell asleep?
I want to play the game for like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
And you said you woke up about midnight?
Yeah, around midnight. Probably a little bit after.
And your girlfriend was up, still reading?
Mm-hmm.
And what'd your girlfriend say about you going over there?
I told her I was going. She said, all right.
She don't care.
We've had our issues with that, but after a while, she understood the only time I can go see her was at night. If I haven't seen her in maybe 4 days, if it's like 12 o'clock at night, like my girlfriend would say, are you going to go see her still? And I'm like, no, it's way too late right now. And, she'd be like, all right, you sure you don't want to go? I'm like, look, I don't want to go because I don't want to come back home at 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, even though when I go over there, usually I'll sit there and watch Sports Center and just make sure I can see. I mean, that's all I really want is to be able to just see my kids. When I take care of my son, like today, I'm supposed to be home, whatever. He's going to be on the couch and I'm going to just have the TV on and just, sit there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at the beginning, she hated how I had to go between 9:30 and 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would miss like a whole week and then she would say, look, just go, That's just how we been doing it since my daughter was born.
She didn't like it, I'm assuming, because she thought you may be cheating with her, or
She had her suspicions.
I mean, you say you've been going out with your new girlfriend off and on for 4 or 5 years, but you have a 9-month-old with Danielle.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what year it is. Wasn't last year, was it? No, it was born. So summer of 2 years ago, me and broke up. We only broke up for like maybe 2 or 3 months, and in that time is when me and Danielle got together.
How'd you meet her? Is that like you met her at that time?
Yeah.
How'd you meet her?
Job, Goodwill.
Okay. Does Danielle still work there?
No, she quit maybe a couple weeks, not a couple, maybe about a month or 2 after the baby was born.
Does she work out?
No, she's going to school. So,
what's she going to school for?
She said nursing, but I mean, I don't really ask her about schooling or anything like that. I know she asked me, when I get my taxes back, will I help her as far as school? And I told her, I'll give you what I can give you, but, I've always made it clear, everything I give you is for our daughter. And she does take advantage of that. She still asks me for cigarettes and to buy her food and for other little things like that. If our relationship's good, I'll do it. But it's been a couple of times where I'm like, no, But as far as the whole school thing, she's asked me if I could give her like $2,000 with my taxes. I told her, depending on my taxes, I might give her between $500 and $1,000 at the most.
Does she get food stamps?
She gets food stamps.
Does she have any other kids?
No. We only have one together. That's her only child.
That's her only child. Okay. So tell me about her mom. Do you like her mom? Does she like you?
I never had a problem with her other than the day my daughter was born. Her mom made it clear that I wasn't allowed to see my daughter.
Why?
Because the day me and Danielle broke up, when I was with Danielle, her mom was like, he's a keeper. You should make sure no matter what, you should have him, blah, blah, blah. Because, I treated her right, Her mom's been in an abusive relationship with her pops, and it trickled down, so you know how the cycle works, abuse just goes down by the family. So Danielle, every time she had a boyfriend, from what I've experienced, they always abused her. So for her to be violent towards me and I didn't hit her back, I guess she saw something. And then she told her mom what happened. And her mom was like, Josh, she was wrong for hitting you, blah, blah, give her another chance, that whole thing. And I mean, as a group, we were fine with each other. But the second we broke up, her mom hated me, and never liked me since. I've called her after Ava was born. I've called her like twice, left her voicemails like, look, we're family now. We need to get along, blah, blah, blah. And we never got along since my daughter was born.
So when you woke up, you started texting her? And what'd you say?
I asked her if she was up. I asked her if she was up and if I could still come through. And then I waited a second. And I think I said, hello, are you awake or something like that. And I think I texted her something else. And then I called her like 2 or 3 times. And then I think I texted her, okay, well, I'm on my way. And that's the way over to her house. I called her like 2 or 3 times. And I texted her something like, this is why I never call when I'm on the way because you never answer anyways, blah, blah, blah. So, and then I also asked her, tell me what did I say? I put, let me know if you're with someone so I don't, whatever. So I asked her, like, are you with somebody? Just tell me so I don't waste my time or something like that.
So why did you go over there if she wasn't answering?
I've done it before. And I'll knock on the door. If she's asleep, I'll be like, sorry to bother you. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Go in. She would ask me if I want something to eat, if she has some food or whatever. I'll ask her if she wants a cigarette or something. Or if if I'm there like 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever, if my daughter's up, she'll come to the door with my daughter and just give me my daughter, and we'll just sit in the room or something. It's just how we were.
So you just went over there for no reason?
I mean, be with my daughter. I haven't seen her since Thursday.
So when you got there, tell me what you saw.
Of course I checked, make sure nobody was there, whatever. Didn't see anybody in the driveway.
How'd you check to make sure nobody was there?
Usually when her street's like this, whatever, and there's a turn, and then there's a stop sign. At the stop sign, usually somebody would be parked there, and if somebody's parked there, I would go in the cul-de-sac and just turn around, whatever, and I'd call it like, is that a family member? Are you having company, whatever?
So her company would park in the cul-de-sac?
No, it would park right on the street in front of her house.
Okay.
So when I saw there was nobody there, I always turn my lights off because her neighbor across the street would always watch to see if my car was there. She would call her mom, and then her mom would call her and say, I want him out of my house, whatever. We got caught like 4 or 5 times.
By the neighbor?
Mm-hmm. And so as I'm pulling up, my lights are off. The parking lot's empty, or driveway's empty, so I pull in, whatever. Go, if she's awake, usually she would have the living room light on. And it was off, so I'm like, all right, she's in the room asleep, whatever. So I knock on the wall, like I usually do, and didn't hear anything, whatever. I knocked on it again, and then I started texting her, whatever, hey, I'm outside, come open the door, blah, blah, blah. Called her like 2 or 3 times. And then I heard my daughter start to cry, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I think I texted her, why is Ava crying? Why aren't you doing anything or something like that? And, that's when I said, I'm going to call the police, whatever. What happens every time you call the police or whatever. And, I couldn't see in the window because the light was off. Called 911. The police got there.
Did you look in at all the windows?
Looked
Did you look
in
any windows?
Yeah, I looked in because she has a window, and a big circle window, and then the garage. Mm-hmm. All right, the first window, and this is when the cops had came, whatever. First window, the blinds were down, just closed. The second window, the blinds were down, I think up top, but on the bottom there was like a little space, and I told the police officer, I was like, can you flash your light through there? And she has, grabbed her flashlight, looked through, whatever, and I tried to look through it with her, but she, told me to back away, whatever. The third window was closed. The other window, I think, is a little higher.
The circle window?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it has a little curtain, whatever. And then...
Did you look through that window?
Before the cops got there, yeah, I did.
What'd you see?
I just glanced up, and you see the light, whatever.
What light?
The kitchen light. She always kept the kitchen light on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw the kitchen light, whatever, and you couldn't really see anything, whatever. And then I looked through the garage. Garage is always dark. She never goes in the garage. Mm-hmm. I know that for a fact because I've been through the garage one time when I needed to get some gas, and she told me she had a gas can in the garage. And from the minute I walked through the back door, there was a back garage door to the front of the garage door because the gas can was there. I had spider webs the whole way through, so we're like laughing whatever about all the spider webs, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, garage door, and yeah.
So before the cops got there, did you go around to the back of the house?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
She never uses the back window, the back door.
If you're looking through the windows trying to find her.
No, because the living room's so small. The back door and front door is like right there. Mm-hmm. I never really thought about doing that.
But you couldn't see through the windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't see the back door through the front.
I didn't, but I think you can, but I didn't specifically see.
Right. Okay. That's
it. Other than that, I didn't feel like jumping the fence to her room or anything, which, yeah, I didn't even think to do that.
When you first got there, did you hear the baby crying?
Very first got there? Mm-hmm. Not when I first got there, it's when after I started knocking.
Knocking on?
Her No, on the because the door sits here, and then there's a wood like a wall where the door is, and it's like real thin. I always knock on there like 3 or 4 times, and then she would come out.
Is the baby in her room?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're knocking on the window, that's when the baby started crying?
Yeah, on the wall.
Mm-hmm. So you could hear the baby through.
Yeah, and that's when I after I text and called whatever, I called the 911 operators. And I was on the phone, and I told them, like, I still hear her. Like, she's really wailing right now. Mm-hmm. And they said, all right, just stay on the phone, whatever. And then they started asking me questions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
When you got to the house, were you worried about her? Didn't you?
I was worried about both of them.
About both of them, yeah.
As far as hearing Ava, like, it made me feel good. Like, all right, she's just crying, whatever. But as far as Danielle, I think I texted her, did you, you didn't leave her, by herself, did you, or something like that? Because she's never left by herself. Mm-hmm. But I know, like, I've asked her, where she would be at one day, whatever, or one night, and I tell her I'm on the way, and then I would see her walking in her driveway. Mm-hmm. It would be in the house. I'm like, where are you coming from? She's like, oh, no, I just walked up and down the street, But that's the only time it's ever happened. So I'm asking, I think I texted her, like, did you leave her? It's not you to leave her by herself, or something like that. Other than that, I was worried about my situation, and, is something happening?
What do you mean, your situation?
Was somebody trying to hurt me, or, if it wasn't a random thing, could have been somebody that she pissed off. Like, in my mindset, I felt like she pissed off the wrong dude, and something happened.
So that dude wanted to kill you and her?
I don't know. I'll be thinking, like, I'm just sitting there thinking, might be playing the Xbox. I'm like, you don't want to maybe hurt her, but you want her to maybe feel hurt, So how do you hurt her without making her feel hurt? Either her daughter, the person she's still in love with, her mom maybe, something like that. She says that she doesn't do any drugs anymore, but I don't believe it.
What kind of drugs did she do?
She smoked marijuana regular. Mm-hmm. Her mom allowed it.
Mm-hmm. You smoked?
On occasion, she told me about her usage. I know she drinks a lot. Mm-hmm. And I did receive an email from her that I was going to use in court, but I was never given that opportunity, by her saying that she took a whole bunch of pills, whatever like that, and she wanted to kill herself. Mm-hmm. So, when the cops kicked me out, I'm asking the cops, what's going on? They said your baby's fine. I said, okay, that's fine. What about Danielle? They're like, just go outside. We told you not to be here, and then they put me in handcuffs. I said, okay, what happened? And the only thing I can think of is, okay, she wouldn't really drink by herself a lot. Mm-hmm. If I'm over there, she'll get completely smashed. Mm-hmm. And, then I'll tell, my girlfriend, like, look, she's drunk. I'm going to be over here for a couple of more hours. And she'll say, okay. But other than that, the only time she'll get, if she's drinking, she would maybe sip on a couple of Moscato or whatever she has. She would not really get smashed. So, I didn't think she, drank too much, whatever, by herself. Only thing I could think of was, okay, did she overdose on something? Whether it's pen or cocaine, or did something happen to her? Like, did somebody do something to her? And I'm asking police officers, and I still don't know now what happened. Like, I've been sitting here, I've been detained, they said I wasn't under arrest for 5 hours, and I still haven't been told anything. So I'm still thinking, okay, is it an overdose? Did something happen to her? Like, I don't know. I know it's not good. And I kept asking about my daughter, and I saw my daughter, and I'm like, okay, that's one relief. What's the next one? And then as they put me in handcuffs, I knew something wasn't right, and I'm like, oh, I'm the only one here. And I just was like, all right, whatever.
So when you were sitting there knocking on the door, all these things were running through your mind, that your daughter could be left at home. Do they have a wood fence, privacy fence, or is that a chain link fence?
Oh, so it's the chain?
It's a chain link fence. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's just like a regular, normal size chain link fence. 'Cause. Yeah. It's not a high one. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's not answering the phone, and your baby's crying, you didn't go behind the residence to just see. Okay.
I didn't go behind until the police officer, because the police officers went behind,
Mhm.
and they went through the back door.
Mhm.
She always keeps that back door locked.
She does?
Yeah, she always keeps the back door locked. You
Why?
know, she never uses it. Only time she uses the back door when she used to smoke weed around me, or when I would be there and she would go smoke weed, she always went out the back door.
So she'd get high in the back door?
Mm-hmm. Other than that, like we'd go outside the front door to smoke cigarettes. I might change it up. It's like, hey, let's go out back.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, because it's real dark. You don't see anything, whatever. And I think it's only like a small little porch, whatever, and no chairs. And she would always say, let's just go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, she always kept that back door locked. And so when the police officer just went in, and the front door was locked because I tried to open the front door, and police officer tried to open the front door, and it was locked, whatever. So police officer went through the back, whatever, and I waited, and I was asking them questions like, what's going on, and they weren't answering, and I was getting impatient, and I do apologize, and I went through the side, whatever, where the police officers went, and I went through the back door, and that's when they told me to get out and handcuff me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you get, how far in the house did you get?
Went through the back door. I was gonna go to her room, but I heard my daughter in the kitchen, because the lady cop had my daughter, and so that's why I started walking to the kitchen, and I was by the couch. I'm not sure if you've seen the area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, yeah, I was by the couch. So.
You're by the couch.
And that's when I asked him, how, what did I say to him? How's my daughter doing, or something like that. And that's when they all turned around, and it was like, go away.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm sorry. I raised my hands up, I'm sorry.
So did they tell you that she was dead?
They say, oh.
So we're trying to find out. I'm sorry.
I know we had a bad relationship, man. I know we didn't like each other. There's nothing in the world that will show you that we did, but like, we could be cool and chill. Like, we love to laugh. I know it. And they couldn't just tell me then, like, they weren't allowed to tell me.
When was the last time you were in the house?
Thursday. I was supposed to go over there Friday, but she told me at the last minute that her mom wasn't gonna go to work. She told me that because usually her mom works from 6 to 12 or 6 to 1. She's usually home by 2. Every once in a while I go over there at 6, but because I'm usually coming home around 6 o'clock, I would still go over there from 9:30 till 12. And when her mom calls and says that she's on her way home, we know we have like an hour till she gets there, and I'm usually gone, within like 10, 15 minutes. But she said that her mom was supposed to work from like 3 to like, she said her mom's supposed to go in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, and she's only supposed to go in for 6 hours. So, and I think Friday I work from 10 to 7, I believe, and so I just didn't go over there.
Did you drive by the house today?
Excuse me?
Did you drive by her house today?
When?
Today. Did you drive by the house today at all?
No, I had to wait for my girlfriend to get home because she has the only car that's working right now. We knew we weren't going to get back together, and she said it was okay. She understood. I knew she kept thinking it was hope for it and everything. We couldn't be friends. I know that. Because, we'd always try to get each other jealous when we were mad at each other. She would always text me, so-and-so's coming over here, blah, blah. And, we would get each other mad, but... And we could sit down and watch a movie with our daughter and things would be fine. She would always brag about how we like comedy. She would always, even though it made me mad, she would always bring up my girlfriend. Your girlfriend doesn't like Kevin Hart the same way we do and stuff like that,
Were you having sexual relations with her? When was the last time you had sexual relations with her?
It's being recorded.
Yeah.
It's my girlfriend who pointed out.
I thought I know. I'm not going to tell her.
Probably Wednesday or Thursday.
So that was the last time you saw her face to face?
But actually seeing her in person was Thursday. After I went bowling, or I go to the bowling alley every Thursday to see my best friend bowl. He's on leave, whatever. And after bowling, I went to her house.
Where'd she get her dough from?
Friends. I know she gets her from this dude that I don't like. I don't know. I know they're friends on Facebook. I can't stand them.
Why can't you stand them?
Because when she was like about 4 months pregnant, I told her, slow down on cigarettes, wean yourself off, it's not good. And I want you to kick weed completely, And I think it was one day I went over there, and Terrence guy was in her car with her. And, I'm looking out of the car, and so Danielle comes out, whatever, and I smelled it, I'm like, are you smoking? She told me no. I said, that's bull. You're not going to be sitting around with marijuana, not smoking. She said, no, and I smell the hair. It smells like weed. I'm like, so we get in an argument. I told him he needed to leave. And he looked at her, and I said, no, dude, you don't leave right now. I'm going to knock your ass out. And, he would say something to Danielle, and Danielle would just tell him to leave, and he would drive off. And there was like 3 or 4 more incidents where I would see him at the house, and I told her, I don't want him over there. He's giving you marijuana, and you're 4 months pregnant. There's nothing else that he can possibly do to win any kind of, I'm not even trying to be friends with the dude, but any kind of respect. It's just not happening.
When was the last time she bought dope?
I don't know. She kept telling me that she kicked it, but she had those pills that I guess clean your system. She would have those at the house, whatever.
Why would she keep those at the house?
Job interviews.
She looking for a job?
She told me she was doing the applications. Of course I've never seen them, whatever, but she would ask me if, my store was hiring. We used to work at the same store.
Right.
But because we had drums at the store, I had to transfer. And she asked me if there was opening at my store, and I told her there's no in the world I'm trying to get you to come back, with me. Like, it's not happening. But yeah, this guy is probably like the first person she'll go to for a week.
Who else did she find out from?
Honestly, everyone. This Jerry, I don't know their last names. She just tells me first names. She doesn't even keep them recorded in her phone. Reason being, I used to take the numbers from these dudes, and I would just keep like a list of the names and the numbers, and be like, so who you want to see, blah blah. Like, we'd be in each other's business constantly.
When was the last time she fucked?
I know. Let's see. I know she used it sometime in the summer. Reason being, I went over to her house, and she said she was inviting some friends over, two guys, whatever. She told me she wanted me and my daughter in her mom's room, which we went in her mom's room, whatever, and laid on her mom's bed and watched TV, whatever. And her and the two dudes were in the living room, and she came back. She was high, so she been smoking. She said no, and snort, whatever. And something happened where she got into an argument with the two guys, and they were like hitting her or something like that.
She got into an argument with the guys?
Mm-hmm.
The guys that were selling her the coke?
They were all, I don't know if they sold it to her or, because the two guys were smoking her. I know she snorted it. And
was this at her house?
Yes. And after they had left, I think they got into an argument, and she made them mad, or they made her mad, and so she made them mad again. And then they ended up leaving, and she ended up going to bed, and she passed out like real fast, and she was gone. And I stayed over there for like 4 hours or so.
Who were these guys?
Ex-co-workers of hers at her job.
What are their names?
One was Jack. He's some tall guy, coincidentally, and the short guy. What was his name? It wasn't Tim. I don't remember the other guy's name.
So they were over with you and her partying?
I wasn't. I was in her mom's room with my daughter. It's been maybe 4 times when we would do that.
When was the last time you got high with her? When was the last time you got high?
I don't smoke.
Well, you just said that you would do that 4 or 5 times with her.
No, I would go over there and watch my daughter while she gets with her friends.
Okay.
Like, she would say, Josh, is okay if so-and-so comes over. I'd tell her, I don't want that person around my daughter. She'd say, all right, well then, take it to the other room. There's been once where she was about to allow me to take my daughter to my mom's house, but then right when I got dressed, she just said, no, just take it to the other room. It was like 4 or 5 times where that's where I would take our daughter to her mom's room, and she would be in the living room with her friends or whatever. So that's something about that. I can sit in the drug test. I have no problem with that. I just had one for my forklift at my job. So I have no problem with that.
How many times a week did she party? Did she have friends over?
Recently, 0. This has been all in like the summer.
You made her stop?
I know she kept saying that she wanted to get into a serious relationship. She was trying to get out of this whole party girl lifestyle, whatever. And because I know she stopped going to clubs. When my daughter was born, I think she'd been to a club like maybe 2 or 3 times in like the last 9 months or so. But she said she was trying to get into a serious relationship and find somebody to make her a wife and all this other stuff.
She dating anyone else now?
I don't know. She said she was supposed to go on a date this weekend.
With who?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me. She said a friend was hooking up with some guy. This was supposed to be the date on Saturday, And on Friday, she said that somebody wanted to take her out, but she wasn't attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
So she was at home because we text each other while she was. Then she watched the movie both nights with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So she would text me, "Hey, I can't talk on the phone, but I can text you." And we would text whatever.
Who's your best friend?
Best friend, other than her cousin. I forget what the other girl's name is.
It's what?
I don't know. I never really get last names from her.
Who else is close to her? Cousin? And who else?
A girl named.
Who else?
Another girl named this, but she pronounces it I'm not sure if it's spelled differently. A girl named she has her name labeled on her phone, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another girl in her phone that she talks to, and is a really close friend of hers. We don't like each other either.
Okay.
Just never liked each other. Danielle's like opposite of what I am. She's the party type. I'm more the stay at home. She smokes and drinks. I might have a beer once a month, And her friends are all like her, whatever. So her friends would ask, why don't you invite Josh to come smoke, whatever. And she's like, no, Josh doesn't smoke. And so I guess they looked at me different for that, whatever. But I never got along with her cousin and her best friend. I think we've been, what's the word? We can say hi to each other, cordial. We can be cordial to each other, whatever. But we never had like a liking for each other.
Is there any reason why none of these people like you?
Whatever she tells her friends.
What do you think she tells them?
That I'm a bad father. I know she's always been pissed off at me because we never worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Just our problems. Friends are always gonna stick with friends other than tell you that you're wrong.
Right. What else do you want to tell me?
Right now, this guy is what I'm worried about. It's an old boyfriend of hers. I know.
The one that she buys.
I don't know if she buys.
You'd mention it.
You sold it to her.
Okay.
Is it the same guy?
It's the same guy I'm talking about, but I'm not sure because I know they smoked before. But as far as selling it to her, I'm trying to mention everybody I know she smokes with. I recently met him once, maybe 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me to come over because she wanted to hang out with you. She wanted me to see or to take care of her. So I was in the room with in Danielle's room, and her and out on the porch, between the porch and the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about he wanted to know why I'm here, blah blah blah, if we're having relationships still, blah blah blah. And she would tell him no, because she was trying to rekindle what they had going on from like years back.
What does he look like?
I've seen him once. Average height.
Mm-hmm.
Not dark skin, beard.
Dark skin, beard.
Mm-hmm. I said not really dark skin.
Like a medium skin.
Yeah, and a beard. Wears the hats and baggy clothes and stuff.
Did he have tattoos or anything?
Not that he had like a sweater, like a jacket on, like a throwover jacket or something like that, like a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
But that happened on on whatever day it happened. The next day, I was already over there, and the guy and another one of his friends had stopped by her house, and I was already over there. And so I'm on the porch smoking a cigarette, and I see the car pull up, and so he calls her, and she comes out the door. She's like, Josh, don't get into a fight, blah, blah, blah. They're mad because you here, and da. And so she made me come in the house, whatever. And I guess she talked to them too, whatever.
So who do you think would want to hurt her?
Honestly, all the guys that are on her phone, everybody except for the dude. I mean, they're actually friends, but she has this reason. There's a dude named G that she was with for a long time. He's actually been abusive to her, and it's like a big triangle. Like, and her have been dating. They broke up and all this other stuff, and then the person that he cheated on Danielle with is his girlfriend now. But Danielle and that girl are friends now. Her name is that's one of the where it is. She's the girlfriend of that Jesse, and they've been talking for like the longest now. Like it's one big circle of like, small arguments here, conversation, gossip, and stuff like that.
So who'd want to kill her?
I don't know.
What would she do to somebody to piss him off that much? They'd want to kill her.
I don't know. Like we haven't really talked about relationship stuff lately.
You talked about it. I mean, you talk to her every day.
Yeah, but as far as like, I would always say, who you talking to now? Oh, just some guy. Is anything serious? No, blah, blah, blah. I mean, in the last maybe month, we've had a really decent relationship. But I don't know.
But you talked every day?
Just the same small talk. How are you doing? What's up? What do you got planned today? Work? What about you? I was just sitting home with it. Are you coming over tonight? Yeah. What time? Probably like 10 or whatever. Can you grab me a beer and some cigarettes? Sure. Can you grab me something from Checkers? Sure.
So what time would you usually go over there?
It's no time. At the earliest 9:30. On average, it's a little bit after 10. Reason being, my sister usually gets off work at 10:15, and on most days, I would wait to pick up my sister first. Then I'll go over there. So a lot of times it'll be between 10:30 and 11 o'clock when I would go over there. Yeah.
What does your girlfriend do?
She's a customer service manager at the Walmart.
What's your sister do? You said she works at the Kroger. At the Walmart where?
The newer one on, not the one on the actual East West.
Oh, the new one by
close to Daniel's house.
Oh, the one right out there on the East-West connector?
The intersection of East-West and
Gotcha.
Yes.
And which Goodwill do you work at?
We used to work at the Powder Springs one together,
Mm-hmm.
and we had issues, and they asked me if I wanted to transfer.
So for any reason, sorry, I've got a warrant to take your clothes. So for any reason, would I find any of Danielle's blood on your clothes?
My clothes?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Like at home here?
What do you mean?
Like you need my clothes now?
I'm gonna take your clothes. Yeah, I have a search warrant for your
Okay.
clothes.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm just asking. Am I gonna find any
No,
blood
no,
on the clothes?
no.
Okay. No, for any reason.
No. I mean, am I in trouble for anything? I know I was there.
No, I mean, you see why I have to do that, right?
I know. I'm a little worried about this right now.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
I know you're just trying to. Yeah.
I'm not gonna find out some facts.
That's fine.
Right. I mean, you want to help me find out who did this?
Yeah, definitely 100%. You need to grab her phone.
Yep, I will get her. I got her phone.
And her laptop. She goes on Facebook constantly.
Constantly.
She has a Twitter account. She doesn't really go on there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I recently asked her because I heard of something called Instagram. I'm not a big media person, kind of person, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, she had an Instagram, and she told me no.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes on Facebook 100,000 times a day. So go on Facebook, whatever. Facebook, Twitter. She started recently using Twitter.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I hate to say it. She watches a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it.
Okay.
And hip hop star, world star hip hop or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Facebook, Twitter, and her cell phone. So
Did she like to have breath?
Hmm?
Did she like to have breath?
If the occasion was called for it, yeah.
You want to tell me about that time? Did you have rough sex with her?
Here and there.
And like, how would that happen?
I mean, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. I really don't want my girlfriend to find out.
She's not gonna watch this tape.
She would call me up, whatever, and say that she would want to do some role playing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This was when she was like 3 or 4 months pregnant, And she was like, I want you to like take advantage of me, whatever, and rape me, blah, blah, blah. So like, the night that we scheduled to do it, whatever, I came there, I wore like all black or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I answered the door, she had on this little lingerie piece. She was like, hey, how can I help you? And we like role played and whatever. But other than that, like we never rough like in hell.
Well, the police were called to the house one time. Do you remember? You remember telling the police your son's story?
As far as what?
As far as she said that you wrapped your hands around her throat.
Yeah, I remember her saying that. Yeah.
What happened that night?
Argument. She hit me. I left, and police called me and said, to come back there, and I came back.
What would you tell them?
I told them we argued. Like I said, we've had incidents.
Did you tell them that you put your hands around her throat?
No. Mm-mm.
Was she lying when she said that?
Yes.
And what did you tell the police?
I told her we argued, and she got mad at me. There's like maybe 2 or 3 times when she hit me, and I would just walk off, or we would just argue, and I would leave, and she would call the cops.
And according to the report, it said that you were having rough sex with us. Why?
How would I just see that report? Because I have all the police reports that I filed.
You don't remember ever telling the police that?
I don't remember, no, man.
Would you say that she was more aggressive towards you? She always started. That she hit you first?
Yes.
Must be at my desk. Right now. That's what you said. That's what the report says.
I know one of the first reports was written wrong. It was an incident we had at the job, whatever, where it said that I said that my girlfriend hit her with the car, and I never told the police that, because the police specifically asked, how close was it? Was it close enough to hit? And I told him, no, it wasn't close enough to hit. Because if you hit someone with a car, they're gonna jump. You know.
Oh, she said that you hit her with a car?
Danielle stated that my girlfriend hit her with the car, with her car.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah. And the police report states that I said that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I got the police report, I looked at it and was like, that's not what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
When was that?
That was when she was first pregnant. 2 summers ago.
And that was when you worked at Goodwill? That was in the Goodwill parking lot?
Powder Springs, yes.
Powder Springs parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Was anybody arrested in that time?
No, we've never been arrested on any of our incidents.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Danielle ever been arrested?
Jeez.
For what?
A hit and run, and she had like an assault charge. Well, I've seen the hit and run report because I looked her up online when she told me she's been arrested. But I seen the hit and run one, and I asked if she'd ever been arrested again, and she said she had like a assault charge against her father. Something about her and her father arguing, and she pulled out a knife or something. I don't know if it's true or not because, like I said, I've never been able to find it.
Did she ever pull a knife on you?
Yes.
What kind of a knife was it?
A little kitchen knife.
Where'd she get it from?
The kitchen.
Did she stab you?
No. She never came to me. She just pulled it out, whatever. Told me to get out of the house, and I left. And as soon as I left, she comes out the door. Josh, come back. You know, let's talk. Blah blah blah. That's how our arguments always were. She would argue whether we scuffle or not. I would leave, and as soon as I get to the door, she plays victim and is like, Josh, come back, let's talk, whatever. Or if I would not listen to her and go home, she would call me and say, hey, let's talk, just come back over. And I'd say, no, we can talk on the phone. She would like, just come back over, whatever, and I'd go back over there and we'd talk, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Did she keep any weapons in the house?
No, not that I know of. I know it used to be like a knife by her nightstand for a long time, but that's because she was real paranoid at night. She always told me she hates being there at night by herself. She hates her mom working the night shift. And I know that's one of the reasons why she always asked me to stay longer. You know, if I'm there from like 9:30 to 12, she would always say, like, just stay till 2, stay till I fall asleep, blah, blah, blah. She would say, I'll give you a key, whatever, just go ahead and go. I was like, no, I gotta go back to my family, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this to you again. Just an extra one. Too much paperwork, okay? So much to do, so little time. We're at Powder Springs Police Department. Today's the 4th. 2, 13. And it's 12:24. How's your baby doing?
My son?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Spoiled.
Spoiled. Okay, before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask any questions. Have him with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any question if you wish. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand your rights?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so is the initial each one. If you wish to talk, then you sign. Bottom. Sign two. Okay. Have you heard anything else? Have you heard any talk on the streets? Have you?
As far as you got anything, I'm not sure if y'all contacted him or not. But,
I spoke with you.
well, I was just told that he was trying to avoid being spoken to.
Just because he's wanted.
Yeah. That I found out too. Something about a 3-year charge or something.
Burglary cases, apparently.
But I just asked a friend to find out where he's at because they said that he's not over at Macedonia anymore. He's hiding out with a friend. So,
right.
Was he willing to come in?
I did speak with him.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't speak with him here, but I did lay eyes on him. I did speak with him.
Okay.
As for right now, I'm still checking, verifying his alibi and all that stuff. So, I mean, everybody's still a person of interest. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, you're still a person of interest too. But yes, I'm still checking his alibi. And I did speak to him.
And someone said that y'all were looking at, and again, I never liked them, but they were real good friends. So, one question I have is, I think Danielle may have been pregnant.
Okay. Well, we'll get those test results back from them.
Okay.
I guess we'll tell.
And that might determine what may have happened.
Okay.
Because we never wanted to have a baby together.
Right.
She wanted the baby.
Mm-hmm.
After she realized I didn't want to be with her and I stuck by that, I'm not going to be with you, she was talking about an abortion. And I told her, no, you're not going to have an abortion. We messed up. You got what you wanted, just you didn't get the whole result.
You talking about this, your baby now?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you were talking about before about having an abortion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, so we had the baby. And so she kept always saying, and, her cousins and everybody can verify, she's always wanted to be a wife of someone.
Right.
She wanted that lifestyle. And she kept talking about, being pregnant. I told her, don't do it to me again because we're going to be in the same boat. She had pregnancy tests all the time. I don't know if her room was searched, but every time I was there, she was always taking pregnancy tests, maybe twice a week.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, did you use condom when you had sex with her?
No.
What did she say that she was using for birth control?
We weren't using birth control.
Okay.
But I wasn't, what's the word, dating inside of her.
Okay.
But, she would ask if I'm having sex. I'll tell her yes or no. I would ask her. Of course, she would say no. But I find out that she's messing with me and other guys that she was dating.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they were doing, using protection or not, or what she was trying to do. I mean, she's already tried. She got pregnant by me purposely. I don't see her not doing that again to someone else that she's trying to be with.
Right.
Well,
who else did you hear that she was messing around with?
He admitted that he slept with her the Friday before she passed away.
How'd you hear that?
Through a friend of mine who called his friend and said for me and my friend not to do anything to him because we knew that he was involved with her.
Mm-hmm. And
he pretty much pleaded to his own friend, like, look, tell them not to do anything. I didn't shoot at Josh. I didn't do anything to Danielle. I was just over there Friday. I just go over there from time to time to hit it, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I messed with her that Thursday before she passed. He messed with her. He said the last time he messed with her was that Friday, the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday, the incident happened.
Right.
So.
Did you know of anybody else other than you?
See, she would say, and then she would say, oh, I'm just lying.
Okay, but who would she say?
Go down the whole list. 3 dudes at work that she worked with.
Well, she's not working.
At the time, when after she had
I'm saying recently.
Mm-hmm, yeah, but guys that she was working with in the past. But recently, she would say, she said a John, but I never heard of this John dude. And then there's some white dude named
You hear of a guy named?
Yes, she just said that she was. She said she was supposed to go on a date with him, but
when?
The Friday before she passed. the day that she was with. She said she knew him from high school, and they never did anything. But she said that she got in contact with him, and they were supposed to go out Friday or Saturday.
Why didn't they go out? Or did they?
I don't know. Again, to my knowledge, but from what she told me, Friday and Saturday she was at home. But then I found out that Friday she was with me, so I don't know where she was Saturday, because Saturday night I don't think I really spoke to her. Then she told me she was at home, and we stopped talking.
What else did she tell you about?
That was it. I don't know who he is, so I'm interested and curious now. But she just told me they went to high school together. She said he was a really good guy. I remember now. She said he was a really good guy. He just got caught up in the wrong things with the wrong friends or something like that, and ended up going to jail for something. Everybody she's messed with, except for me, has been to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is very tough for y'all, isn't it? And I mean, her cousin kept trying to tell her, because I spoke to her cousin. I told her cousin she was on dating sites. Did y'all find that, the dating sites? Okay, and her cousin said that she was never aware of it. I'm like, do you know anything about who she was dating? She said no. I was like, for how long now? She was like, for the last 6 months. She just told me that y'all were still messing around from time to time. And me and her cousin hate each other. When I hit her up on Facebook and told her, I know we don't like each other, but I would want us to talk. She said, fine. She gave me her number, and the first thing she said was, Josh, I can't stand you. I hate you, but I know you didn't do this to her. Just, what do you know? I said, okay. I know she was messing with me. I know this, this and that, whatever. And she told me that she was going to try to find out, through their mutual friends who she was messing with and involved with. And, I asked her about the dating sites, and she said she had a feeling she was doing dating sites, but Danielle never admitted to her, So.
On the 11th, it was a couple days prior, she was like blowing up your phone. What was that all about?
What day was that?
Let's see.
Because honestly, that's every day that I'm not over there, she's blowing up my phone till like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like constant all night long. On the 11th, that would be. It would have been Friday.
The Friday before she passed? I don't know.
You don't answer the phone, don't talk to her, what she was so desperately about.
Do you know what time it was? Because at a certain time, I didn't speak to her because she told me she was watching movies with her moms. Said that but I'm assuming her mom worked that day because she would be able to go over there with her mom being there. I don't know.
I'm looking at all the phone records. That was the day that really stuck out of my mind. That she was blowing up your phone.
Yeah, it's a constant thing. Like, I'll be shooting pool with my friends. It would hit maybe 12 or midnight, and she would call within an hour 200 times. I try to keep text messages from court where she would text me 700 times in one day, the same message over and over and over again. That was our relationship. Specifically, I don't know. That was just another.
Well, did you ask her Saturday when you talked to her?
No.
Why were you blowing up my phone?
She kept asking me who was with. She kept saying, "Who you fucking? Who you fucking?" I was like, "Nobody." So where you at? Where you at? I'm at home. Who you? I know you're doing something. That's every conversation when that happens.
Well, you do have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Does she think? Did you tell her that you weren't having sex with her?
At one point, yeah.
Was that recently?
Not that I can remember. No.
Do you think that she thought in her mind that you two were getting back together?
She knew we were together.
No, you and Danielle.
No.
Did Danielle think that?
I never, after for the longest, I've never told Danielle we're gonna get back together. You know, as she would keep asking about me and Viva's relationship, I'm like, yeah, we're not really happy, but don't worry about that. Oh, tell me, and she would nag me, and then I'd be like, fine, this is what's wrong. Well, you know, if I was your girl, I'm like, look, just forget about it. You know, I mean, I know in her heart she never gave up, but I kept telling her to give up on us ever being back together. You know.
But then why were you so possessive of her?
Possessive of her?
Mm-hmm.
I was never possessive of her. I was possessive of my daughter.
Well, you didn't want her to see other people.
I told her she could see other people, but I told her I don't want dudes over there if my daughter's there. Let me have my daughter. I told her multiple times, if you're gonna have guys over there, either I'm gonna be there while y'all are there because I don't trust anybody around my daughter. You know, one thing I told her was, look at sex offenders in your neighborhood. And we looked it up together, and she cried because she found out that certain neighbors that she knew were on the sex offender list.
Right.
You know? And so I was like, okay, this is why I'm like always tripping. She's like, no, hey, it's because you want to see the. I'm like, no, I could care less. I just don't want nobody messing with my daughter. You know, if I had a son, I might feel different. But it's the fact that it's my baby girl and then my first child. Like, I don't want people around. You know, so when she would say, I'm about to have somebody over, I'm like, okay, are you going to give me? No, you can go in my mom's room. All right, I'll do that. And she'll get drunk, smoke, whatever, do whatever in the living room or in the front porch. And when the dudes leave, then I would leave.
When they would, like when she would get home and stuff, would they go on the front porch or the back porch?
She never went out the back. That's why I never understood why the back door was open that night.
You said before that sometimes you would switch it up and go out the back door.
No.
Yeah, you said that. Well, the first time we talked. Every once in a while you said you would switch it up and you would go outside and smoke. Not necessarily pot, but cigarettes.
Me and her always smoked cigarettes out in front. Because we sit in the two chairs that's on the front porch.
So you're saying now that you never went out the back door and smoked a cigarette?
To smoke a cigarette? No. It's been maybe once or twice before she was pregnant when her cousin and her would smoke out back, but that's 2 years ago. But recently, she never kept the back door open or unlocked. She always told me she was afraid of being home by herself. Even before I got shot at, she always said that the reason why she liked me always being over there is because she liked to have somebody over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was always afraid of situations like this. She hated the fact that her mom worked overnight, and that's why she always wanted company. But the company was always from dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she used to have her friends over every once in a while, but I just found out through her cousin that her and weren't seeing eye to eye because of Danielle's lifestyle.
Right.
You know, and then her cousin explained that to me, something about New Year's. They got into it about Danielle, the way she's dating, whatever, and they haven't spoken since New Year's, which, you know.
What did you care about how she was dating her?
I guess was a pretty positive person.
What do you mean?
I mean, she was, and I think she's in school.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's working, and she was real close to Danielle. So,
mm-hmm.
You know, you see your friend falling down, you try to give him encouragement, but
when they don't listen, she just got irritated.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go over the shooting that somebody shot at you. How is it that the bullet? I mean, you know, they're in one lane, you're in the other,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not that far.
Mm-hmm.
So the first bullet wasn't lodged into the dashboard; it was just sitting on the dashboard. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
The first bullet that shot at you, that went through the side window,
mm-hmm.
and then the bullet just landed on the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get lodged in the dashboard, right?
Like inside the dashboard? No, it was sitting on the. That's where the police found it.
Right, just sitting on there. And then the second bullet just went through the car door, but didn't exit out the other side.
Mm-hmm. It's in there now still. I've asked investigators if y'all wanted it still, but They said they would have to tear up the door, and at the scene, they asked if I would give permission. I said no. Let me check with my girlfriend first, and they told me to just call back if I wanted to meet them at the police precinct, so they can go through. But I asked, who's the first detective?
Bradley or something.
Bradley,
like that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I called him and told him that I found something else in my car
Mm-hmm.
that came from the bullet, I'm assuming. And I asked him if he needed it, and they said they had everything they needed from the first bullet. Mm-hmm. So I told him okay.
How come you didn't clean out the glass of the car?
Just being lazy.
Does your baby crawl on your floor?
In the car?
No. In your house.
Hmm?
In your house. Where you live at?
No.
Never on the floor?
No, we keep him on the couch or in the bed with us. Or he in his crib. We don't put him on the floor.
Generally, baby's not necessarily that he's on the floor all the time, but I mean, you're going to step on the glass, you're going to bring it in the house.
Yeah. But I mean, again, we never put him on the floor. Because we don't vacuum butter every so often, so, the carpet's usually dirty.
Does it make sense to you that the bullet only went through glass and didn't go through anything else and just landed on the dashboard and then went through
I don't know.
the one piece of metal and then didn't go through?
Well, the detectives pointed out that it hit the glass, went through the glass, hit the top dashboard, and ricocheted off the windshield or whatever. So I don't know.
Is that where it happened at?
Where?
Where you say it happened at?
That's what they told me, yeah.
No, I'm asking you, is that where it happened at?
Where what happened at?
The shooting that you said.
At my parents' house, yes.
Your parents' house?
Mm-hmm. Well, down the street from my parents' house.
Did you go to your parents' house after?
No, because I didn't want my mom asking questions about that.
Why?
Because I know my mother, she's always worried, always thinks the worst. And I just don't like to, the same way I like to keep things away from my sister, I keep away from my mother.
Put a bullet hole in the side of the car and the shattered glass. What did
Well,
you tell him?
My mom found out a couple of days later when my girlfriend was picking up my son. I think she asked about the glass, and my girlfriend just told her it broke, whatever. As far as my sister, I told her the next day when I had to take her to work, or my girlfriend was taking her to work, I told her, you're going to see glass in the car, and the window's broken, don't ask about it. And she said, why is the glass broken? I told her, don't ask about it. She said, all right. And she never asked about it.
She said that you told her it was an accident.
Mm-mm.
That's what she said. I mean, over and over again.
I told her not to ask about it.
Then why would she say that you told her there was an accident?
I didn't tell her that.
That's what she said.
That's not what I told her.
Why would she lie?
I don't know. But I never sat there and told her I had an accident. I specifically told her, don't ask about the glass. And the only thing she asked me was, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. She said, is everything okay with you? I said, yeah, I'm fine. And I left it at that. Mom found out, I'm not sure how long later, but she asked about the glass and said that she wanted to know how it broke. And I told her about, me being shot at. And she said, was it Danielle? I told her at first we thought it was, but I think she may have pissed somebody off, whatever. And, she had told me this is getting too far and I need to stay away. And she's always repeated since, me and Danielle's had problems. Stay away from there, just go through it with the courts. And I'll keep saying I'll do it through the courts, but I still want to see my daughter in between the time that, now till court. So.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
What's that?
That both of these bullets, well, you're lucky that you didn't get hit if you were in the car.
I was.
That they were at such close range and didn't go through but just one pane of glass, but then, also went through one door and not outside the other one.
I don't know if y'all need to check the metal. It's an older car, so if y'all need to check the metal in the door and see if something's able to stop that bullet or whatever, feel free. But I'm not sure which I'm being accused of right now.
I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense to me that the bullets aren't going to go through the car. It just stops short like that. It would make more sense if somebody was further away from you and the bullet didn't have that much power behind it because it's starting to lose power. But right next, I mean, it was pretty much from right here to right here. I mean, that's how far away you are. And then now you're saying that you didn't tell your sister there was an accident, but she swears up and down that you told her it was an accident.
No, I never told her it was an accident.
She swears up and down that you told her that it was an accident.
I didn't tell her that.
It doesn't make any sense. Your story doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to tell me something else because it doesn't make any sense.
That's the truth. I'm telling you what it is, what happened.
Nobody around there heard any gunshots.
I didn't hear it either.
Which doesn't make any sense either.
All I know is I seen gun and I dug down and I closed my eyes and said, I love my kids.
Which is at 10:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lights on that street. But you happen to see a dark hand with a dark gun come out the window.
When I'm driving and then I see my light sitting there and I just see something like that come out, that's why when they asked me was it a revolver or the automatic or whatever, I said, I don't know. I just seen something go like that. That's what I saw. And as soon as I saw it, I just ducked down and closed my eyes.
Because if I was trying to kill you and I'm coming towards you, right, I'd be shooting, I'd be unloading. I mean, what kind of criminal doesn't try to unload when they're doing a drive-by?
I don't know.
I mean, you would think that your front windshield would be hit. Because I'm sure they weren't, skating by. That doesn't make any sense. Two vehicles coming this way, and your front windshield doesn't get hit, and the bullets barely pass through the vehicle.
I don't know what to tell you.
Tell me the truth of where this happened.
I'm telling you the truth. I showed them exactly where it was, and then they said, where exactly the shooting happened. I said, I don't know.
Why didn't you haul ass out of there? I certainly, if somebody just shot at me,
I don't know.
I wouldn't stop right there.
Well, I didn't stop where the shooting happened.
You turned right on the thing and then stopped right there.
Yeah.
I'd be hauling ass.
Well, I don't know. I reacted the way I reacted. I don't wake up and plan on how I'm going to deal with getting robbed or getting shot at or somebody wanting to fight me. It's just...
Well, I mean, I don't plan on, these scenarios. Well, maybe some scenarios do because I'm like that. But still, if somebody just shot at me and my window's busted out, I certainly wouldn't stop. What if they turn around?
I don't know.
That's why your story don't make any sense.
Well, I apologize for it, but all I can tell you is what I can remember and how I felt, sort of.
Did it happen somewhere else? I mean, where else could it have happened?
Did it happen where it happened?
Were you pulling out the driveway and someone shot at you?
No, I called 911.
Who pissed you off and was shooting at you?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out. I told them, I said to 911 operator, I think my baby mom's just trying to kill me. Because I don't beef with anybody.
You've got to know more than that. You've got to tell me a different story because it doesn't make any sense.
I'm telling you what I know.
It don't make any sense. None of it.
I'm sorry.
You're saying somebody's shooting at you. They only put 2 bullets that can't even hardly go through the car. And you see this dark arm and a dark gun come out of the darkness. And it's dark because there's no lights around there. Your store doesn't hold water.
Okay.
So make me believe. Tell me something else.
It's nothing I can tell you. I feel like I'm being accused of something I don't even know what I'm being accused of. But like, why would I lie and somebody try to kill me? Like, that makes no sense to me.
Just your story doesn't make any sense. I mean, I went out there and reacted to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't see anything. Because I wanted to believe you.
Fine.
But it doesn't make any sense. So who was shooting at you?
I don't know.
Did the get pissed off at you and shoot at you?
No. I know, come on.
She's not the nicest person in the world.
She's nicer than most.
She's not the nicest person. If I was thinking that you were screwing baby mama number one, I'd be pissed off at you and want to shoot you.
And how would she shoot at me? Because my car broke at this? I think my car was still broken at that time.
So?
Okay, and she doesn't have friends. Matter of fact, she talks to my friends more than she talks to anybody she knows other than co-workers.
I don't even believe it happened where you're saying that it happened.
And there's nothing to talk about.
She has her own boyfriend.
Her boyfriend from 4 or 5 years ago. We've been together for 4 years. 5 years ago.
You can't tell me that she doesn't have any friends.
You can call
Everybody
her.
has friends.
You can call her. She just started talking to a girl that just came back into town from like 2 years ago.
Everybody has friends.
Mm.
Did they get pissed off at you? And
No. Matter of fact, she was... I don't know where she may have been home. Either at home or at work. That's the only thing she does. We don't have the money to go out and do stuff, so we're either at home or at work.
what makes sense to me is you're taking her car to go see baby mama number one. She's trying to stop you.
I've taken her car plenty of times. Matter of fact, Danielle told me I needed to start taking her car because her neighbor in front of her house knows what my car looks like and would always call Danielle's mom and say, he's back over there. And Danielle's mom would say, I want him out, blah, blah, blah. And Danielle kept telling me, you need to take your red truck, you need to take your red truck. And I said, fine.
I don't believe that. Maybe some days, if she was in a good mood, she might be okay with it or let you take the truck over there. But there's no way that this girl believes. And believe me, she doesn't believe you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That you're not screwing her. And you were. That she's not pissed off about it.
But she
and you're
leave.
Not arguing about it.
We have a son together. She would leave before trying to jeopardize her family.
People do crazy stuff all the time.
Not her, not me, not us.
Yeah, they do. People make mistakes.
Okay.
People make mistakes.
Us, I don't know, arguing and I don't know.
I mean, you can't tell me that you don't argue.
Yeah, here and there. We haven't.
Has the ever hit you?
Once.
Tell me about it.
For what?
Just tell me about it.
It's okay. We got into an argument and she was mad at me and we pushed each other, whatever. She's never sat there and tried to physically abuse me or nothing.
Right. Was the argument over Danielle?
Possibly. We've had arguments about Danielle. We've had possibly arguments about me and her, about me and money, me and responsibilities, household chores, all kinds of stuff.
See, now you're starting to tell me the truth a little bit. Because before you're making out like you and this relationship was like roses.
Since the day my son was born.
And now you tell me.
Since the day my son was born, we've been fine.
And I asked her, I said, did you ever hit him or did he ever hit you? And of course she lied and said no. Where did this incident happen at?
This is while she was going through her miscarriage when we was always arguing.
Okay.
Because I'm having a baby with Danielle and we're trying to get pregnant so we can be together and be happy. And she was going through a miscarriage, so she was unhappy a lot.
Okay. Did she ever hit you any other time?
No. We never had physical problems like that.
Really? That's not what your mom says.
My mom doesn't know about our relationship.
Yeah. When Danielle's baby was born, you stayed out all night at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came back and the baby was so pissed that she slapped you.
No, she didn't.
That's what your mom says.
She never touched me. Not at my parents' house, because number one, if me and argue at my parents' house, my dad tells us we need to go home.
Why would your mom lie?
I don't know. And you can accuse me of lying, but you're asking me to tell you the truth. I'm telling you. I don't know if this is your way of trying to find the missing link or something.
This is what your mother told me. Because I spoke to your mom, I spoke to your dad, I spoke to your sister, spoke to Davina. I'm telling you, this is what your mother said. I said, I asked your mother, I said, did you ever see any physical violence in between them? She said, yes. When you stayed out all night at the hospital, personally, I was on your side that time. You're having your baby. Of course you're going to stay out. But she was pissed. Your mom was pissed. And then she heard a slap. She came in and asked if she hit you. You just said yes.
Never hit me that. No. We have never raised hands at each other. We pushed each other before. But sitting there actually duking it out, no.
Well, I'm not saying it was any more than that. It was just that she slapped you.
No.
So your mom is lying.
I'm not accusing my mom. I don't know if you're lying.
No, that's what your mother told me. I'm not lying to you.
Well, I don't know that, because I'm telling you I'm not lying to you, but you're saying I'm lying, so I don't know if you're lying.
I'm saying that your mom was lying to me. Your mom lying to me.
You could be lying on what she's lying about. I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
Neither there's a lot of other things that's being said. Because one thing my dad says, I don't want to know about your relationship. You treat her right. She obviously treats you right. They've always vouched for Vita. They've defended Vita more than they've defended me. Whenever we've had arguments, I don't care how right I believe I am. They've always defended Vita, so.
I'm not saying that they said anything bad about Vita. I just asked your mom. Your dad didn't say anything. He wasn't there. He didn't see it.
My dad was there when we argued. That day, when I came back.
Well, according to your dad, he never saw it or heard it.
He's the one who
according
told me.
To your mom.
When I was trying to leave the house and told Vita I just didn't feel like dealing with this, I'm trying to leave the house, my mom grabbed me. And my dad said, just let him go. And I left the house. My dad was there.
According to your dad, he didn't hear it. They're not saying anything bad about it.
No, I'm trying to tell
They're
the
not
truth.
saying that they don't like her or they want you to break up with her or anything like that. They're just saying, well, your mom told me that story. So why did she lie to me when she said that y'all never had a physical altercation?
Because I don't know. When I think physical altercation, I'm thinking abusive and.
I don't think I'm pushing anything. Pushing, shoving, slapping.
I wouldn't consider pushing abusive with us.
I've never pushed anybody in anger.
That's probably the only mistake I guess we make, as far as, we shouldn't have done that or whatever. What I can say is since we knew the day that we knew that was going to be able to make it and be born, we hadn't argued since. Our only arguments were because she was upset with the fact that she was having a miscarriage. So everything pissed her off. Her seeing kids with their parents on the streets, or going shopping, seeing kids with their parents. The fact that I'm still seeing Danielle and the baby, whatever. Yes, that stuff pissed her off because she was having a miscarriage. But as soon as we passed, the first miscarriage didn't last more than 8 weeks. As soon as we made it to like 10 or 12 weeks, we hadn't argued since.
So you're saying that 10 to 12 weeks after the miscarriage, you've never had an argument with Davita?
Nothing big, no. Nothing. I can pretty much say that, yes.
That's not true, because it was only a couple months or a month or so prior when she had to look up Danielle's address because you weren't answering the phone. And she had to do the drive-by to see if you were there, and you were there.
And we didn't argue.
Yeah, you did. She even told me. She said that she came home. I said, what'd you say to him when you came home? She said that she was pissed. And you said, I left my phone in the car. You tell me you didn't get into a big argument over that, because if somebody had said that, if my partner or boyfriend had said that to me, I'd be like, right, you left your phone in the car, the charger died, or
okay, and died. There's been plenty of times.
That is bullshit.
There's been plenty of times where you can ask her, where she would call me. I'll go to a friend's house, shoot some pool, leave to come back home, and she would call me all night because she wouldn't hear from me for 3 hours. And come to find out, I'll come back and let her know. Look, there's a girl and a baby, 3 o'clock in the morning on this street. I took her to, her house, whatever. Next thing you know, got into it with her baby daddy. I don't even know the girl. And dude pulled a gun out on me. As a matter of fact, you can probably go to Cobb County Police and see a report about that. And she says, Josh, you got to stop playing Captain Save-A-Hole. You can't save the world. You can't save the world. That's your problem. And there's times where I'll be at a gas station, a homeless man say, or somebody with car troubles or somebody, hey, do you have $5? I need gas. And I say, look, where do you need to go? And I'll go take them. And she'll call me up 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, whenever, and she'll say, what are you doing? Look, I just met some dude at a laundromat. He's going through something. Just get him where he needs to go.
I mean, that has nothing to do with... Look.
And we wouldn't argue about that stuff.
Okay. And that's fine. I'm sure you probably aren't like that. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I don't believe it.
I know.
Okay, but listen to this. If I'm dating somebody and they're like, and I'm trying to get hold of them, and it's late or whatever, they're supposed to be answering the phone, and I do drive by, find out where they're at, and they finally come home, they're like, left my phone in the car. That is some bullshit. I mean, she knew where you were at. She knew what you were doing. We all know what you were doing. And that's one of the best, dumbest cop-out lines. I mean, if I was you, I'd say the same thing. But first of all, I came and my phone's in the car.
And you can talk to the asking. There's been times where I would go over there and I would fall asleep with my daughter. The same way I spend time with my daughter, I spend with my son. I sit there 5-10 minutes, and the rest of the time I'm watching TV, making sure I can just see him. That's what I plan on doing today when I get home. I'm going to watch my son for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. He'll be on the...
I'm just saying that there's no way she didn't go off on you for saying something stupid like that.
There's been times where she would call and blow my phone up, and I would be asleep, and I would wake up, and I would tell her, hey, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. She said, all right, what time are you coming home? I said, okay, I'll be home by 2. All right.
Because she was pissed. She's blowing up your phone. She's pissed. The only reason why I blow up somebody's phone is because I was pissed at them.
No, I blow up Vita's. Matter of fact, I just blew her phone up the other day because she was supposed to be home at a certain time. And she said, oh, sorry, I was shopping. All right.
That's different because she's not out screwing around.
I don't know that.
Oh, really? So, do you think she's screwing around on you?
No.
You just said you don't know that.
I mean, I don't feel like she is, but, she could be.
Well, which one is it? Either you do or you don't.
It's whatever. I'm not worrying about that right now. That's something that's not in my focus. We've had our mess-ups in our relationship where she lied to me about something and found out differently, and then we broke up, and then now I had the baby. Then we got back together. We've been through our things here and there.
There's no way. I don't care what is going on in the world. Love is love. If I think that you're screwing around on me, I don't care what else is going on. I'm still going to be pissed about it. Still going to be wondering about it.
I told her, you do what you want to do, fine. That just means I don't have to be here. I'm not going to argue about it. I've been through that before. I've had my heart broken before.
Really? Somebody's going to cheat on you and you're not going to care about it?
I'll just leave, yes. I'm not going to argue about it. I've had my heart broken before.
Well, you might just leave, but I'm just saying, you're not going to care about it. You're not going to be pissed about it.
No.
You've had a relationship and a baby with this girl, but you're not going to care.
I could walk in right now and somebody's banging her back out, and I'll be like, okay, I'll just leave. Because I've learned the reason why people get in trouble right now is so many men in jail right now because a woman has pissed them off.
Okay. You may be a calm guy, and you seem like a calm guy,
but
that is... No one on this earth is going to come home and see their woman getting banged and just be like, okay. No one. I don't even think Jesus would take that okay.
I don't believe in Jesus, so.
I'm just saying he was...
I've had a
if he did walk this earth, supposedly he was one of the greatest guys that ever walked this earth. I think he might be a little pissed about that.
I'm just telling you, me.
If you're going to be honest, be honest.
And I'm going to be honest. If somebody right now, I'm not going to fight her, fight him. Just, all right, and I'll pack my things and go.
And you might be that way. That might be your reaction. But I'm telling you, you're trying to tell me that you're not going to be pissed.
No.
You're not going to care one little bit.
No. If she's, I mean, no.
That is
I've
a
learned,
straight up lie.
No, it's not. I've learned that, okay, it's gonna happen. You can't control these things. I've been through a 4-year relationship prior to her where I was pissed because I found a text message. And my uncle had to sit there and tell me, you're gonna be a man now because every man has to get their heart broken once. And I had to go through it with my uncle.
You're telling me that you're not human and you don't have any feelings, because that would be
I have feelings.
absolute. Well, if you had feelings, then you would be pissed.
But my feelings right now are with my
else.
son and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worrying about my woman. I can't just get another son and daughter. That person is who they are. But as far as a woman, I can go to Walmart and find another woman.
Well, it sounds to me like you don't give a fuck about that.
I love her.
No, you don't. Because if you loved her, you'd be pissed that she's fucking somebody else.
No. I would just know, okay.
No. It's one or the other. You either love
when
her.
we broke up and we still loved each other, we've never had a bad spat when we was broken up. And she was messing with somebody, and she still called me for money for her red truck, which we still have. And I gave her the money for it. I love her, but...
And you might do that. You'll never get me to believe that if you went home and she's fucking somebody else, that you will not care.
That's fine.
But you cared if Danielle did it.
No, I just didn't want nobody around my daughter.
That's not what everybody else told me.
I know. Because I just talked to her cousin, and her cousin said she said, Danielle told me you was trying to just protect somebody else from fucking her. I said, no, I don't want nobody around my daughter. And we talked about that situation. She was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I said, I know.
That does make sense to me, but it also makes sense to me that you wanted her, nobody else can have her.
No. Because she would text me or be mad at me and say, I'll say, where are you at? Or whatever. And she'd be like, are you coming over? I'm like, no. She'd be like, oh, I'm finna go fuck so-and-so. I'm like, okay, where's this gonna happen at? Oh, don't worry about it. Your daughter ain't gonna be around. I say, okay. So is your mom watching? Yeah, so don't worry about it. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
So she never made you jealous?
At the beginning, yes.
So how is it that Danielle can make you jealous, but you don't give a fuck about Davida?
Don't know.
So you had a lot more passion for Danielle?
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she was fucking somebody Sunday night?
Who?
Danielle.
I don't know.
Did you think that? I'm not saying if you knew it or not. Did you think that?
When I text her Sunday, I think I worked. So yeah, when I text her, usually I know that she's doing something when I tell her initially I'm not coming over. If she doesn't like dispute it, I know she's got something going on. You know.
So you thought that she was in somebody?
I don't know. She could have been, or I know she probably was doing something. I don't know.
What did you think she was doing?
With her saying, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and I haven't seen her for 2 days, I figured, okay, she's either about to get drunk, high, or she's going to be chill with somebody. And I let it be.
But you didn't let it be.
You know, yeah, I did.
No.
Until I called her later on.
So you didn't let it be. You let it be for a little bit.
I know, I let that situation be, but then when I woke up and decided, all right, my nap is good, I called her and said, hey, you want me to come through still? Or text her or whatever saying you still want me to come through. And that's when she didn't respond to me. So
what makes you, you've been working all day, you say you're tired, too tired to go see your baby, but then you nap. I mean, you went to bed at like 11, played video games for 20 so minutes. You nap for what, maybe half an hour?
About an hour, almost. I don't know.
And what time did you get up that morning?
What morning?
Sunday morning. What time do you have to be at work?
10, so I get up at like probably 9:30.
So, did you have to take anybody else to work that day?
My sister, yes.
What time did she have to be at work?
No, I had to bring my sister home from work.
What time did she get done?
6 or 7, depends on what she has to do.
So you were up at 6 or 7 that morning.
Yeah.
Right. So you come home, get changed, Go to work.
No, I'll go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep for what,
Like
an
2
hour.
hours.
You don't go to work all day. You're so tired you don't want to go sleep. You nap for 45 minutes at best. But then all of a sudden you get your enough energy to go see her.
There's been plenty of times where I would call her at 1 in the morning and ask Vita if I can go over there, and she said, okay, just be over there for about 2 hours. And I'll come back. After Vita calls me after like 2 hours, she'll say, hey, I'm about to go to sleep. All right, I'm about to come home. She'd always tell me, bring home some peanuts from racetrack. It was like a 2 nights a week type of thing.
Did you stop at racetrack?
When?
Sunday.
Nah, I couldn't stop at racetrack. I was locked up here.
I'm saying before.
Before. Oh, before I went to her house?
Mm-hmm.
No, I went straight to her house because I was worried.
Why were you worried?
Because she started drinking heavily again. And I constantly was worried. We talked about it all the time.
Before you said that she wouldn't drink heavily, she would just have a beer.
Yes, she would drink heavily with me. And I'm worried that, okay, she probably was pissed drunk.
But she never did that before.
Mm.
She would just out of your mouth, you said that she would only drink heavily when you're around.
When I'm around, or if she has somebody with her. But that day I was worried, okay, she's not responding. Usually 12 o'clock midnight, she's not asleep. She usually goes to sleep about 2 or 3. You know, so I figured she was up. So with her not responding, I'm thinking, okay, I knew she was already smoking weed again. And if she's smoking weed, she's possibly doing coke again. So it's either the coke or the booze. And that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, but she never had a problem taking care of it by herself before?
She has.
When?
There's been 3 or 4 times where she's dropped or would fall off the couch and I would rush over there.
It's not a fall. Babies fall all the time.
But it's a hard floor. And my daughter's crying, so I mean, I'm sorry, but
it's not. I mean,
that's something that I was worried about.
Babies get dropped all the time.
It doesn't mean it's okay.
I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying that babies get dropped all the time. On accident. I mean, it's not to anybody's knowledge or anybody's statements that she loved that child, wouldn't do anything to that child. Wouldn't do anything to put that child in harm's way.
According to them, yeah.
Do you think otherwise?
Yeah.
Why?
She's made a statement to me before saying, Josh, you better hope you don't get custody because I'm not going to live with her. And, you know, she's already threatened twice about suicide, one being pregnant. So, and then, of course, her family doesn't know a lot of things about her that I know.
What else?
Just like I constantly, when me and Danielle were together and I realized why she was so sexual and why she was the way she was, you know, I tried to explain to her mother and sit down with her mother and tell her, Danielle, you need to talk to your daughter. Oh, she was. I never let anybody around. I'm like, look, she told me that when she's. And I told her, you need to get her help. And this is right before we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle's always stated that she wanted help. She's always said, Josh, I need therapy. Josh, I need therapy. Then when she was pregnant and we was broken up, you know, she would say, Josh, I'm going to need therapy to get over you. I'm going to need therapy. And she told me that she went to her mom and said that she wanted to get some kind of therapy help. But I don't know if that's true or not. And me and Danielle had a conversation about, you know, she's kept viewing it as and she just wasn't too embarrassed to tell me that. But according to what she was telling me, and I told her mother that about 3 or 4 times. She never, you know, said anything about that. She never asked Danielle about it or anything.
So you're so worried, so you start texting her. And you're so worried that she's either drunk or high and your child is in grave danger because she's made threats in the past, she's crazy, she needs help, she needs therapy, and your child is in just grave danger. Number one, why wouldn't you just call the police to go over there?
Because the police were called so many times and they've already told me.
Yeah, but you weren't there. Wasn't a physical altercation. Why didn't you call the police and be like, can you go over and check the house?
There's been times before where I would just go check the house, check on her, and she would be a little tipsy, or she would be perfectly fine, or she would be asleep. I'm all right, just make sure everything's straight.
So you go over there. You're not supposed to be over there. You're not supposed to be over there anyhow. So why wouldn't you just go around the house and look inside? Go around the back.
I'm not thinking about to go look around back because the front door is locked.
So you're you're already concerned because she's crazy. She could be drunk. She could be high. She could have hurt herself or something. You're going out of your mind that you haven't hardly have any sleep. And that you drive. Yeah, you are. You called her. You texted her.
This is like a weekly thing. Like, seriously.
Before you said that you hadn't had a fight with her in about a month. But now you're saying you're going. Hold on. You're saying you're going. You're calling her. You're texting her. You're on your way over. Or somebody there. You're very, very worried. This is in your own words. When you get there, you're knocking on the side of the house. You get her attention. You hear your baby crying. You're already frantic. But all you do is just stand there.
I called 911 and told them I was worried. There was only one other time where she left.
But if you were worried to call police, even from your house, why wouldn't you think, well, let me just go in and check myself? Because if I call the police, I'm going to get arrested.
How am I going to get in if the door's locked?
Go check. You're so worried you only look through one window?
Yeah. I'm not thinking, okay, she's dead. I'm thinking, okay, what the hell's going on? Did she go down the street again and just leave it here thinking she's asleep? I'm not trying to cause a scene. I've caused a scene 3 other times, and cops keep telling me I'm going to get arrested.
If you weren't trying to cause a scene, then you wouldn't have gone over there.
That's how we were.
So causing a scene didn't enter your mind.
As far as what?
Your baby's crying. You can't get a hold of her. You think she's crazy. Could do anything. But you just look through one window and you spark up a cigarette.
Okay, had I broke the window, went in there, and then I guess she been in the shower or in her mother's room asleep. I don't know. Okay.
She would have been in the shower for as long as it took you to start when you started calling her or texting her.
I don't know.
You're leaving out stuff because none of your stories make sense.
There's nothing I'm leaving out. I'm not leaving
your
anything
actions
out.
Don't make sense.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not like everybody else. I'm me.
Why did you go over there that night?
To go see. Initially, I wanted to see, but that's why I called and texted her. But after she didn't pick up, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Why wouldn't you call police on your way over there?
No.
Why?
Because I'm gonna get in trouble because I don't want to cause a scene.
You're on your way over there.
Okay, and I've done that before. She would be, asleep maybe, whatever, and I'll call and text whatever. She wouldn't answer. I knock on the door, and then if she doesn't hear the door, knock on the wall, and I'll hear her getting up, or the TV would be on, so I know she's there. Knock on the wall. She'll be coming to the door. What do you want? Say, hey, everything all right? Yeah, everything's fine. Can I see you real quick? She'll just keep the door open, walk back in the room, and I'll wake up. Been like that plenty of times.
She's so worried. It doesn't make any sense to me. You're so worried. She's so crazy. And you hear your baby crying. That all you do is spark up a cigarette and look through one window.
I'm not thinking the worst. I'm thinking, okay.
You are thinking the worst. You said that.
Not in the fact of, okay, she got a bullet inside of her.
But you're thinking the worst.
I'm thinking, okay, she might be passed out from drinking. And when the cops come, I'm thinking, okay, damn, what the hell's going on? I'm still here. Okay, did she OD?
She's anybody that I've ever talked to. The only thing they ever talk about was her getting high every once in a while. She never bought it. She never sold it. People would just come over and get her high.
This would sell it.
How's she gonna get the money? She don't have a job.
I don't know. I don't know how she got cigarettes at the time other than me. But I'll give her buy her some cigarettes here and there, and then all the alcohol. She had a lot of alcohol that in the past. Well, from that point, from like 2 months going back.
She never went out anywhere. People would bring it to her.
She would tell me when she's going out.
When was the last time she went out?
Well, other than her saying that she was supposed to go out that Friday and Saturday, I know New Year's she said she was going out. Prior to New Year's, she told me she was going to and she was lying about stuff because I just talked to her cousin and asked her on Christmas Day, did she go to Savannah? And she told me no. And she told me Christmas Day she was in Savannah. Because my mom wanted to see Thanksgiving. That didn't happen, so my mom wanted to see Christmas Day. Told Danielle. Danielle said fine. Then the day before Christmas, Danielle told me, I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you, but we're going to Savannah or whatever. I said, okay, what time are y'all going? She told me it was 4 ways to, 4 ways back. And this is what me and her cousin talked about. She said 4 hours to get there, 4 hours back. I said, okay. Come Christmas Day, I'm making my rounds to family and friends, whatever. I call her at like 2 in the afternoon. It was between like 12 and like 4. It was like early in the afternoon. I call her, whatever, say, hey, what are you doing or whatever. And she said, I'm on my way to Savannah. I said, okay. Come like 9 or 10 o'clock, she's asking me to come over to come see my daughter. I'm like, I thought you were in Savannah. Oh no, we're already back. But it takes 4 hours to and from. So what? You spend 10 minutes in Savannah? And I told that to her cousin. Her cousin was like, no, she never. I was trying to get her to come see me. I was like, well, she told me she was trying to see her aunt. She was like, no, I was in Savannah on Christmas Day. I was trying to get her to come see me. I was okay. She lied about that. So I've been trying to backtrack for like these last weeks or so, talking to her cousin. What has she been lying about? Who was she with? So now I'm thinking, okay, come Christmas Day, who was she with?
So what do you think she would do if she found you screwing Danielle?
Leave me.
She'd be pissed.
Yeah.
She'd be hurt.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
The opposite of what you would be.
Yeah. She'd be pissed, yeah.
Why? If you said she's okay with you in the situation.
Which situation?
You said, she doesn't really care if you see Danielle.
It wasn't me seeing Danielle, it was me seeing.
Well, you're obviously going to see Danielle.
Yeah. She didn't like the fact that Danielle had to be around. Vita wanted to see her since she was born. And she always asked, is she feeling comfortable yet? Danielle always told me, look, there's going to be a time where me and V's going to have to sit down and be cordial, and I'm going to get over you, and we're going to have to actually respect each other, and blah, blah, blah.
Did Danielle hate her?
She only didn't like her because I was with her.
What'd she say about it?
She would talk about her being tall and big, but other than that, she admitted, like, a little while back, I always called her ugly, but I know she's not ugly. She's beautiful, and she wanted to have a threesome with us at one point. V's not like that.
Danielle wanted to have a threesome?
With me? Me and the joke laughed about it. I told her, went home, told her, I said, she wants to know if she could watch us have sex and join in. And she was like, got it there.
That would piss me off. So you didn't like Danielle?
No.
What about your sister?
Sister definitely didn't care for her. She when my phone would ring and if me and my sister were home, she'd always joke and say, "Who is that? The one you love or the one you hate?" And that was a hard little joke.
Would you say that you were close with your sister?
Very close.
Then why wouldn't you tell her about the shooting?
I don't like to have stuff like that around her. I'd rather her see tunnel vision, not see what's going on. Stuff like that hurts her. Right after y'all spoke to her, she says she hates life and she wished she wasn't here.
If you're so close with somebody, why wouldn't you tell her?
Because you're not going to tell your kids certain things.
She's not your kid.
That's how I look at her, as I've raised my sister.
Your parents are still married. You didn't raise your sister.
My dad will let you know that everything my sister's learned and the way she is because of me, because I've been the one always there with her. And my dad will probably tell you, yeah, that's like a second father to her. Probably like a first father, when that's why she's living with me now.
Probably because she doesn't want to live at home.
That's part of it.
She can't support herself on her own.
Well, she wants to be with her brother. One thing my parents can tell you is that we've always been inseparable. But that doesn't mean I'm going to tell her everything that's going on.
If I'm close with somebody, if I'm tight with somebody, then I tell them everything that's going on.
No. There's some things you're going to keep away from hurting that person or making the person feel a certain way. Now that she knows everything, she's not mad at me for it. She's like, I understand.
I'm not saying that she would be mad at you for it.
No, I'm just throwing it out there like she knows what our relationship is.
A whole bunch of secrets.
Yeah. She knows I'm not going to tell her certain things.
A close person with a whole bunch of secrets.
I'm sorry, but that's how our relationship is.
I wouldn't call it close. I wouldn't classify it as close then.
You're from the outside looking in. My parents will let you know. My uncle will let you know. Me and her are closer than anybody else in our family. Our family is very distant, very dysfunctional.
Everybody's family is. I don't know one family that is functional.
But as far as
maybe Dr. Phil and his family, but they probably have some secrets too.
But as far as who's close, everybody will let you know. My brothers aren't close. We aren't close with our older brothers. Everybody knows it's me and my little sister.
That you don't tell anything to.
I tell her a lot of things. I keep a lot of things from her too. Sure. Just like, certain things about my dad I keep from her. I didn't tell her about my brothers not being from my father for a long time. That doesn't mean we're not close. My mom just said, hey, I know you found out at an early age that your older two brothers are not your dad's. Let's not tell Tisha. And I didn't tell Tisha for a while. That doesn't mean that me and her aren't close.
So what made you decide to tell her that Danielle was dead?
When she asked me what's going on. As far as y'all talking to her, all that stuff. She asked, is everything okay? I said, sorta, I don't know. She said, are you in trouble? I said, I don't know.
Why would she think you're in trouble? Why would she start to... What made her ask?
Because y'all came and talked to her.
No, you told her before I talked to her.
I didn't tell her.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Vita probably told her.
No, she... Okay. But I'm going to let you think about that. Because your sister told me that you told her that afternoon, that morning. The day that I spoke to your sister, you told her.
Because when I came home the day I was here, and I came in a little white jumpsuit, she said, where are you coming from? I said, don't ask. She said, all right. And I didn't tell her anything.
The day that I spoke to her, I know, that was days later. The day that I spoke to her, you told her.
I don't recall that. I don't know.
Well, think about it.
I'm trying. I don't know. It's not popping in my head.
You had to use her phone.
Mm-hmm. She asked me about where my phone. I said, please have it. She says, she doesn't ask specifically what's going on. She says, is everything okay? I tell her, yes, everything's fine. Or, I don't know. She said, are you in trouble? I tell her, yes or no, or I don't know. That's all our conversations. Just like when I go to her and I need money for a bill or something. She's, everything okay? Like, yeah, everything's fine.
So, is your sister a liar?
Not by choice. She doesn't intentionally lie. She's not gonna.
According to you, she lies a lot.
If she
Because
doesn't
what
know.
she's saying to me and what you're saying to me now, she's a liar. So which is the truth? Did you tell her or didn't?
I don't think I did, no.
Yeah, so your sister's lying.
I'm not gonna sit there and accuse her of lying. If I did, I just don't remember if I sat there and told her that. But
Who all did you tell?
Hmm?
Who all did you talk about it to?
We just sat down and talked about it.
When?
I don't know. Probably the day of. But we haven't spoke
So
too
who
much
picked
about
you
it.
up? Okay. Tell me about that.
Picked me up. Asked why I couldn't get my car. Asked me what's going on. Said she even called me all night. Asked if everything was okay. Did Danielle press charges on me? Whatever. And we briefly talked about it.
What'd you say?
Told her what happened.
And what'd you say?
Told her I don't know what's going on with Danielle, but Teddy said that she's dead. I don't know if she's overdosed or if something happened. I don't know if it's involved with what's happened with us before. We didn't really talk about too much that day. It's just, okay, come home. Are you going to work today? And the more I found out, especially on Tuesday when somebody called me and said, what happened, I called Rick and told her what happened.
What do you mean somebody called you on Tuesday?
I was off that Monday. That Tuesday morning, I'm at work and somebody called me saying, hey, I'm sorry to hear about what happened to Danielle. It's really fucked up that, she got shot in the face and everybody at her job thinks you did it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who is this? She's like, I'm just a friend of Danielle's, whatever. What did they say? And I told them, I was like, I don't even know how she died. Only thing they told me was that she was dead. I'm thinking she overdosed. And it's like, they said that her face was shot, whatever. So, all right. So, I think I talked to you that day and asked you if she was killed, and you said yes. And then I talked to her cousin, if not the next day, the day after that. And then we started talking about all that stuff, and that's when she told me she has to be cremated, and they had to identify her by her tattoo and all this other stuff. And that's when me and her cousin started talking about the situation.
So who called you and told you that she was shot?
Somebody at her job.
Who?
Somebody at her job. I don't know half the. I've known by face, but I don't know anybody's name. Just another lady just came up to the store 2 days ago.
That Tuesday, who called you up?
I don't remember the dude's name.
How'd they get your phone number?
I don't know.
Why would they call you?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't either. It's just
What's the phone number?
Y'all could probably look through my sister's phone and find the number.
Do you have your sister's phone?
On me, sure.
Well, let's look through it. Find out who called you.
How long is it gonna take?
Well, don't you have the phone on you?
Yeah, but it doesn't keep records for a certain amount of time because I just had to ask her how long does records go back because every time I call courts or this precinct, I don't save any of the numbers. I just know the numbers by numbers. And she said, yeah, it automatically goes off after a certain time.
I think it's pretty important you tell me who called you and told you that she got shot.
I don't know.
You just asked, you're like, who is this?
And he said a friend of Danielle's. I don't know. You're going to have to find out. I don't know. I have no problem giving information that
How do
is
you know
needed.
that it was from the Goodwill then?
Because he said we work with it. Everybody, because he said everybody at the job thinks you did it. And I made sure I went to the job and they could see my face. Because when I went on Facebook whatever, and looked at it and looked at her page and everything, I saw everybody was saying, her baby daddy did it, shot her. And they said that I got stabbed. Another person said I'm in jail waiting on trial and all this other stuff. And that whole thing.
So you can't tell with the phone?
You
can't tell with the phone?
No, it only goes back to a certain amount of days. The last call shows on the 29th of January. I'm constantly using this phone to talk to people, write opinions, whatever.
So you tell me when Dad picks you up and you're wearing your jumpsuit, you didn't tell her anything other than a couple lines.
Yeah. She asked where my clothes was. Told her y'all had to warm for my clothes. That's what I was gonna do today. Told her to go home and sleep, whatever. She said she'll talk to me about everything when she gets back from work because she had to go to work. But she was supposed to be at work at that time.
You didn't tell her that Danielle was dead at that time.
I don't know. I may have. I'm not sure.
And tell me what you remember. Because if I was and I came to the police department,
Well, she knows.
And you're not even in your clothes, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
That's how we are. She knows I can have an arm missing. If I tell her not to ask about it, she knows not to ask about it.
Well, you didn't tell her that because you did start talking to her about it.
If I don't want to tell her something, she knows, don't question me. That's one thing we used to argue about for the longest. I'm tired of you not telling me things. I want to know things.
Sounds like she doesn't like you too much.
We have our issues with each other. Sure. She has
So
a lot of
did you shoot
things.
at her or she shoot at you in the car?
Who?
You and Davida. Which one was it?
Which one was what?
Getting shot at in the car.
We are not shooting at each other. We're together right now. Oh.
Sounds like you have a pretty shitty relationship.
We're not the best. You're accusing us of shooting each other.
I'm just saying it right now. I'm just saying that you don't tell her anything. You're fucking somebody else. You don't give a fuck if she's fucking somebody else.
And I'm going to shoot her because of it. Or is she going to shoot me because of it?
You would piss me the fuck off, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we piss each other off.
You would piss me the fuck off. I pick you up from the police station. You're wearing a white jumpsuit, and you're not going to tell me what the fuck happened? That don't make no sense. So what happened with the car? What happened with the shooting?
I told you, damn sure ain't finna be the shooting at each other. I'm about to lose my life and stuff, and y'all sitting there thinking me and her having a dispute.
How are you about to lose your life?
Somebody tried to kill me because of something bullshit that Danielle probably did.
It don't make no sense that, you said that Danielle probably pissed somebody off and they wanted to kill you.
I don't know. Maybe she decided she was going to be with somebody, and obviously everybody she was involved with knew, I'm going to be there if you're there. Everybody knows that. So maybe I don't know. It's either him, he needs to be out of the picture probably. I don't know.
Okay. Let's take that theory and let's run with it, okay?
Fine.
Let's say she's screwing somebody else. And they want you out of the picture. Because they fucking hate you. Because you're, just in their eyes, you're controlling son of a bitch who only wants to go every once in a while and take custody of the baby, and they don't want that to happen. They want to be baby daddy. They want you out of the picture.
Nobody.
Right? Let's just say that. Let's just run with this theory. Okay. So you tell me that they were lying in wait for you, as they don't know when you're coming. They just keep, because there's nowhere really to park. Nobody saw anybody parked. It's dark out. They can't tell if it's your vehicle coming at them. They just happen to be in front of you and driving past you as you're coming to your mom and dad's house, because I knew where that was, and only shoot twice. Does that theory hold water?
I don't care anymore.
But does it hold water?
I guess, sure.
How does that hold water?
I don't know. I'm not the one that's investigating this. All my main focus right now is making sure my daughter is okay. Trying to find out if, okay, she's with grandma. Fine. Is she in that house? Are y'all still looking at that house, making sure nobody's going over there? Because I don't know if somebody out there is still pissed off with me, obviously don't nobody know where I stay because nobody knows where I stay. So hell, if they, I don't know, if they still piss off at me or whatever, I'm still worried every day when I go to work. Is somebody gonna go back to the house and finish off some shit? I don't know.
Does that theory make any sense to you? It doesn't hold water. Tell me how it holds water.
I don't know, and I don't care anymore.
But you should care because your life is on the line.
How?
Because if you're saying these people want to kill you,
then everybody knows where I work.
Then why wouldn't they come to your work? Why would they drive by?
I don't know.
I mean, you brought up a good point. Why wouldn't they just come to your work and walk up at you in the parking lot and cap one off in your head?
I don't know. Number one, if I'm going to do anything, I'm not going to go to nobody's job because I know everybody's job has a camera.
No, they don't. Not Goodwill. They don't have cameras outside.
Yes, we do. We had two. One was broke. We have three outside.
Bro.
One was broken. One's broken, but we have two other cameras outside pointing to the parking lot.
The one that with you and where she said that Danielle said that she tried to run her over. There was no video footage of that. These people don't care. All they got to do, you know how many times people kill each other or rob each other? All they got to do is put their hood up. And nobody's going to know. I mean, you brought up an excellent point. Why wouldn't they just come to your work? Because Danielle knew where you worked at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good point. I never even thought about that.
I'm still waiting for the day that somebody says Josh to the donor door, and I go to the donor door and somebody pulls out something and pops me. I'm waiting on that because I feel it. And every time they say Josh to the front, Josh to the donor door, I say red line. I'm saying, who is it? Oh, who is it? Oh, it's a customer asking a question about this.
Well, what do they care now? What do they care to kill you for now?
I'm not. Hopefully
Danielle's
they're not.
dead.
And that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe it's done. But I'm still worried about my daughter. I don't know. If it's somebody, because she's had two that I know of, 2-year relationship minimums. So I don't know. And dudes do some crazy stuff. I see it all the time. I hear about it.
What do you mean?
I mean, love makes you do crazy things. Sure, I hear about that.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. People don't need a motive of money or anything else. Love makes you do crazy things. You know who killed Danielle?
I feel like I know.
Who?
I think it was.
Who was it?
That's the only person I can think
What
of.
do you mean?
Okay. Because she told me for the longest she is
He's in
Doug.
jail.
Yeah.
One
So
and one.
so that's the only two people I can think of. I don't know who this Earth is. I know she said something about them having a relationship before or something, but now that you bring him up, I don't know. I gotta find out who it is.
So, I mean, you brought up a real good point. Maybe your the vehicle was in the parking lot and they shot the vehicle in your parking lot.
When?
Because your store doesn't hold water. Why wouldn't they just go to your job?
Alright, then fine. So why would I call sitting right there?
Get away from where it happened.
So where did it happen?
You tell me.
I'm telling you. Obviously y'all don't believe me.
I mean, if it doesn't make sense. The story doesn't make sense. Does it make sense to you?
It happened to me. I mean,
If somebody told you that story, would it make sense?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't think that you do.
I mean,
because
thinking about how dudes are, and I know, I had friends who were controlling. My best friend is controlling of his girlfriend. And hell, It's either him or me. If you want to be with me, you got to get rid of him. Sure. Initially, I thought it was Danielle because I did tell her I have my legitimation. I'm still going to file for full custody. And she played really nice to me for the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I thought that was strange. So initially, I sat there and then I admitted to her, I think it was you. I thought it was you. I didn't speak to her for a couple of days after the situation happened. And then talking to her, I was like, all right, you know what? It probably wasn't you. Who did you piss off? Who you been talking to? How many guys know where my parents stay?
Nobody.
It was 2 or 3.
Who?
I don't know the names because she never told me, but she would tell me that a friend picked her up from my mom's house when she would bring my mom to my sister. She would bring my daughter to my mom's house. I would say, okay, who's taking you? Who's picking you up? And on 2 occasions, she said that her mom took her there, but she had a friend pick her up. And she said, one time it was her cousin, but I doubt it was her cousin because I just doubt it was her cousin. She would always use her cousin as a person to do something. And I would find out that she's lying. So whenever she says, oh, my cousin did it, I know, okay, some dude, you with some dude. Or I'm with my cousin. All right, you probably with some dude. Whatever.
Still, that sort of make no sense. In a dark street. You didn't hear nothing. Nobody heard nothing. And you pull right over after somebody tried to kill you, where they would have had a much better chance of killing you. Thanks to you at your work. Pretty much anywhere else. Other than a drive-by shooting. In 2 vehicles where the bullets didn't even pass through. Hardly anything.
Right.
If somebody told you that story, would it make sense to you?
I don't even care anymore because I'm being accused of something now.
Well, obviously it wouldn't make sense to you. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out who shot you. Who tried to kill you.
Well, you're thinking it's... I know that ain't it.
No? Who did? Who was it then?
I don't know.
Was it in the car you shot at her?
No.
Because you don't give a fuck about her.
I'm not gonna kill her.
Who are you trying to protect?
Why would I be trying to protect someone?
I don't know. Tell me.
Y'all tell me. I'm telling y'all what happened the day of now, and you're telling me I'm trying to protect. Why would I try to protect somebody that's trying to kill me?
People do stranger things. They just recently had another guy got shot at, and he's trying to protect the people that shot at him too.
Well, maybe if that person's body came up and it made sense for him to be trying to shoot at me, then fine. The reason why I'm trying to protect somebody is because I took him out, sure. But no, I'm not trying to protect nobody. Now, if the person came up to me right now and said, yeah, man, I tried to shoot at you, I'm going to be pissed, honestly, yes. If we were on the street and he said, or I found out that dude right there that's drinking that beer, he don't shot at you, I'm going to fuck him up. Yes. But I'm not going to protect him just so I can wait to meet the person. Because I have 2 kids that I have to worry about. Number one, that's with all my motives. Just like the reason why I didn't quit my job yesterday is because I have 2 kids at the house.
Why, you feel like you gotta quit your job?
I hate my job. My bosses know I hate my job. That's why I turned down a supervising position. They know my kids come first. I'm not staying over because my kids come first. Even though I haven't seen my daughter in a whole month. Everything I do is for my kids right now.
Wouldn't you get a raise though?
I'm not worried about that. Because it's more time being taken away from my kids. I learned from my father that the more money you make, the more time they take away from you, it's going to affect your kids. So,
if you can't pay for them, then it's going to affect them.
As long as the bills are being paid and things are okay, that's all I'm worried about.
Well, are they being paid? Because according to your sister, y'all never She has to bug you to buy food. Has to borrow money. Try to borrow money from her brother.
Borrow money like once or twice, sure.
Billing getting paid.
Okay, things come up just like Vita just had some money come out of her account, so I mean things happen. But lights are always on.
When somebody stole money out of her account?
Hmm?
Somebody stole money out of her account?
I guess a credit card bill that she didn't pay. They took one whole paycheck. So because of that, I had to hold off on getting my car fixed.
A credit card company just took her money from Walmart?
A whole paycheck, yes. And she called her bank and they said they was legally able to do it.
I've never heard of that.
I was pissed with it. But she got paid 3 times that month, so it didn't hurt us. It just would have helped. I mean, it happens.
How much? I mean, does she make like $1,000 or something every paycheck?
700, I guess. Some change.
And this happened when?
Just recently.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have any, you have any tattoos?
No.
Yeah. When did she get that?
When she was in college.
You ever talk about getting any other tattoos?
Hmm?
Ever talk about it? Getting any other tattoos?
Who?
You were.
I want to get some tattoos, sure. Why do you ask?
I'm just asking. That doesn't make any sense to me. The credit card company. Does she still have the credit card? Did they make automatic payments out of her bank account?
Well, she was making $100 payments, but when she was having the baby, she stopped paying, I think, on a credit card and on her IRS thing that she was paying for. And I guess she never started paying back on the credit card. I don't know. I didn't ask her about it.
You have a terrible relationship.
Yeah, that's what we are. I mean, that's how it is. Some are alcoholics, some are abusive, some, I don't know, whatever. That's just how we are.
You should be more communicative.
And we're working on that. We've been working on that. We're trying to start back over on a lot of things.
When did this happen?
When we got back together.
Why are you together with her? You don't care if she cheats on you.
It's not that I don't care if she cheats on me. It's just we're together. We're happy. We can make each other happy. But that doesn't mean I don't care if somebody come in and or find out she's cheating on me. Oh, great. I just leave.
That doesn't sound like a good relationship.
Right.
I mean, I'm with somebody.
I'm not you.
I'm just saying that's a human emotion.
Some people see kids as sexually attractive. That doesn't mean I do, because I definitely don't.
That's a little bit out of the box there.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's a
everybody's
lot out
different.
of the box.
Some people like banging goats. I don't.
That's even further from. I mean, I'm sure it happens in farms somewhere, but that's a little bit different than
some people gamble.
Guys or girls
Okay, but
caring about whether or not their boyfriend or girlfriend
okay,
is
but
with somebody.
Swingers out there, and that's something I don't really. That's definitely not my kind of thing. I'm not gonna. You bang my wife, I bang yours. You know, that's something I'm not gonna be down for. But there are people out there like that.
I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying.
Okay, some people.
Maybe you should find somebody else, because apparently you don't. And I'm not a psychotherapist, although I'd like to be. It doesn't sound like you love her.
All right.
I certainly don't care. I mean, you cared more about who was screwing Danielle than you did Davida. So let me ask you again: did you go over there and did you kill Danielle?
No. Honestly, people would ask me, "Are you happy that she's dead?" And I'm not. This is not the way I want to get my daughter. Yes, I want her to feel a lot of pain if I had my daughter, but this isn't what's going to make me happy. Especially when I end up raising Ava and then I have to explain, when she asks, can you tell me about my mom? I'm not sure what positive things I'm going to be able to say. only thing I have physically are recordings of the negative things, and I gotta explain about her mom. So the only thing I can say is we love comedy. She liked to laugh, blah blah blah.
So you hated her?
I don't know. She pissed me off, yes, a lot. But my goal is to get my daughter and fine. Everything that you do to me, everything that you've done to me, I'm gonna give you some of that back to show you how it feels.
I mean, you have the motive.
I understand that.
Right. You understand that you wanted that kid.
Sure.
You don't like her.
Sure.
You have a violent past with her.
I guess.
Yes, I mean, you did. I mean, you told me about it. Did you kill her?
No. I'm telling you I didn't.
Do you know who killed her?
I feel like Jerry had something to do with it.
Jerry didn't have anything to do with it.
All right, then I don't know. Back for me is back to square one. Who is it?
For you to kill her?
Hell no. That, if y'all show me some video of it happening, I would be fucking shocked. Yes, they ain't like each other, but number one, me and was at the house together, so physically I don't see how that happened. But if this happened, and I don't know, if she told me she was going to Hogansville, where she's from, and y'all were to call me and say, just to let you know, you need to come pick up your son because your girlfriend went to your baby mom's house and killed her. You got her locked up. I'm not sure how that would happen. I would really say, what the fuck is going on with you? Because we've been straight as far as our issues like that. Like, And then she's been there for me as far as trying to get. Every time I've needed her to look up something as far as a law or a court date, something, whatever, she's been encouraging me to get my daughter. So for her to just go off and say fuck it and jeopardize everything we have as far as our family, me trying to get Ava, nah, I'm not even thinking that. Friends of mine, I mean, most of them don't even talk to Danielle to most of my friends. I mean, I only have like 3 or 4 friends anyways. I mean, people in my job know we're not too happy, but we don't really talk too much about that. I don't know. If you're saying you definitely didn't have anything to do with it, I don't know. But I think y'all need to find out if she was pregnant.
I'm waiting on test results. You're there. I mean, you were there. And you have the motive. And you had the opportunity.
Fine.
Fine what? Why were you telling the patrol officers that you were sorry?
For what?
That's what you said.
For what?
It's in the report.
For what? I seen the report. I didn't tell them.
No, you didn't see all the report.
Well, I would like to see the whole report.
Well, you would have to do public work. You would have to do that. So you get all the supplementals.
What did I say sorry about?
That's what I'm asking you. Inside. You said you were sorry from inside the house. The patrol officers, as they were putting you in the car, kept saying over and over again that you were
because
sorry.
I didn't listen, number one, because they told me stay out there, and I'm trying to do things right because I know you don't listen to police officers, you're going to get arrested for whatever. And with the fact that we've had police officers over there maybe 5 or 6 times already, I already knew, all right, I know this is some crazy shit going on, but all right. And then I heard Ava, and then dude said something, and they told me to stay back. And when all 3 of them went in there, I went in behind them. And when I came to the living room, they said, "What are you doing? Get back there." I said, I'm sorry. That's what I was saying I'm sorry for. And then when they put me in handcuffs, he said, "You're not being arrested. You're just being detained." I said, "All right, I'm sorry for not listening." And I told him, I'm sorry for not listening. I specifically said it. I'm sorry for not listening. All right, am I going to jail? Blah, blah, blah. He said, you're not going to jail. We just got to detain you. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I said, where's my daughter? Is she okay? He said, yes, your daughter's fine. I said, okay, where's Danielle? Is she okay? They said, we don't know what's going on right now or something. And I'm in the police car for like 2 or 3 hours. So as far as me saying I'm sorry, I'm definitely not sitting there. All right.
All right, what?
about to get accused for this, and I gotta know what I gotta do now.
I'm just asking you if you had anything to do with her death.
No. Mm-mm. I try to stay focused on my daughter and get my daughter here and there. When I'm in the shower or something, I think about Danielle. You know, I still worry about, you know, what happened. You know, I asked the detectives when y'all were taking my clothes, you know, okay, y'all taking my clothes, take pictures. Was she raped? What happened? And y'all didn't say anything. So I'm still trying to figure out, okay, was it fast? Was it slow? Did she get beat up? Was she still like, did anybody touch my daughter? You know, was my daughter hit, whatever, or slapped or anything, just out of anger or whatever? You know, I think about, you know, certain things as far as Danielle is, you know, taking her to the movies, things like that. And, you know, when we were okay and just sitting there, you know, watching TV, whatever, her reality shows and crap like that. And, I mean, I can't really say I miss her 100%, but it's like, damn, you know, this is like a daily thing. And I don't know, just hearing her and stuff like that. I mean, I think about that stuff from time to time.
When you went in the house, did you see anything out of place, out of ordinary?
That night,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it was like a blur. I remember just going in and the police officer just saying, step back, step back. And the first thing I tried to do was just walk slowly to the door with my hands up. And I walked to the front door. Like, last time I was over, it was Thursday. And I just remember her having a lot of alcohol bottles. I don't remember if she had the pregnancy test and stuff like that around, but in the past she did.
So if you were so concerned about, you know, the police getting in trouble with the police then, and then you decided to call them, but then police arrive, and you don't listen to what they tell you, why would you do that?
Do what?
You don't want to cause any incidents. You don't want to get in any trouble. But the police tell you to sit right there. Why don't you listen to them?
Because when they all run in, and then I'm hearing my daughter, like, I don't know, it's just my instinct.
They all run in, and then you hear what?
I heard my daughter still crying or whatever, but then they're running in and yelling, Powder Springs Police, Powder Springs Police. And
why would you go in?
Because my daughter's in there. I'll die for my daughter.
Okay, but you wouldn't die for your daughter or go in there before they got there?
I don't know the situation. I don't know. Like, it's been times before when I'm knocking on the door for like 5 or 10 minutes, blowing up her phone, and eventually she wakes up or comes out the bathroom or something. Matter of fact, there was one time where she never came to the door, and I left the house blowing her phone up, whatever, and she called me back claiming she was at home, but come to find out she was lying about that. Did I hear my daughter that one day? No, that was like a year ago.
But you heard her that day. Police are there. They're in the house. They're making sure everything's okay. Why would you go in there and that?
I don't know.
But you're just like, I gotta go in there. The police are here. I gotta go in there. It's so important that I get in there, and the police are already in there, checking everything out. But you didn't go in before.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say?
Why don't you tell me what happened? Did you go over there and she done pissed you off for the last time?
No. I did not hurt that girl. I'm telling you. Whatever. Is there anything else? Because I'm ready to go.
Did you kill her?
No, ma'am, I did not. I miss Danielle. I do.
You just told me 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
I know, and because I don't want this. I know y'all gonna eventually show this shit to people, and the more shit that is said, the
Why am
more
I going to show it to them?
I don't know.
Do I show you anything that anybody else tells me?
I don't know.
I talked to her and divulged that you were screwing her. Did I?
I don't know. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm guarantee if I would have told that, she would have been blowing up your phone the minute she left here. Saying, I told you, MFR. Huh? Can you find out? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Don't think that you're the only person going through this, okay? As far as me talking to them. Kind of going over and over things. All right?
It's not a
Okay,
personal thing.
but this is what I have to do. I'm investigating her death, and I'm going to question everybody and go round and round. And it's not only you that I'm questioning.
That's not the problem I'm having. It's nothing even to do with the situation. I used to lie a lot as a kid.
Everybody lies.
But I did a lot of it, about everything. And my parents never believed me to this day. That's why my mom, when she questions me about anything, she be like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. I've been trying to, or I can't even say been trying because I'm 24 years old now. Since like high school, I've been telling the truth about everything all the time. I'm trying to keep that way. I understand with Vita, that's, I've been doing a lot of lying, but as far as like to my parents, to law enforcement, I've been trying to stay truthful about everything, no matter even how it makes me look. And to just, still be not really believed or whatever, like that's bothering me still, and that's bringing me back to.
Okay.
That's all that is.
Well, here's what we'll do.
Yes,
all right? Because I want to believe you, okay? So I want you to prove me wrong. Take a lie detector test.
What does that involve?
It involves another person, not me, coming in here, strap you up on the machine, and talking to you.
How does it work?
I don't know, you can Google it. I mean, when I had to get this job, I had to do a lie detector test. It was the old kind. I'm not sure what kind they'll use. But they just strap some stuff on you, just strap a little thing on your finger. They talk to you about the events, and then they'll turn the machine on.
It's just like questions, or
It's just questions.
When does it have to happen?
Whenever you're ready. Prove me wrong. I mean, prove me wrong. You want to do that?
Right now, I really feel like I don't know how far y'all gotten, but I'm probably gonna have to go talk to another lawyer about this situation.
You can go talk to a lawyer. I'm just saying.
I mean,
you're not the only person that I'm talking to. I'm going to, solve who did this case, and for you to
get my name away.
Get your name away from it. Best thing for you to do. Just drive it on.
All right, I'm gonna talk to a lawyer about the situation because again, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'll probably look into doing that as soon as possible. Okay.
I'm gonna print off. We're gonna leave here. I'm gonna print off a little sheet. You can sign it, and then we'll set it up. And then you can prove me wrong.
Any way I can get my cell phone back soon?
I'll talk to Lieutenant about that, but we'll look into it. You ready? Come on.
Josh. We've been informed Lieutenant Cadwell, Powder Springs Police, is investigator Nick O'Connor from the DA's office. All right. I'd like to talk to you and ask you some questions, clear some stuff up. Is that all right with you?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to talk? No. Okay. All right, brother. We're gonna transport you up to the jail. All right.
All right, next stand up, man. Here's on back.